LA.
Can I
I
just
passed
say,
through LA.
I feel like San Diego is like the most Reddit of cities. Like in like
How's
under
that?
It is. I live in
really
San
is.
Diego.
Compared to fucking Philadelphia?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You're kidding me. No.
Okay, let me tell you. So, have you ever seen the show Deadliest Warrior?
Yeah.
Deadliest Warrior is the perfect encapsulation of the three types of people that make up San Diego. First off, you've got like an over the top like personal trainer that describes himself in like really over the top terms. Like, you'll look up somebody and it'll say on their LinkedIn like they're a biomechanical engineer or like a biomechanical like expert or something. And you're like, what does that mean? And then you think about it, you're like, oh, they're a personal trainer. So like a really over the top personal trainer, a really weird, socially awkward nerd who just brings his laptop everywhere, and a Persian doctor, like a Persian plastic surgeon. Those are the three types of people that make up San Diego.
Disagree. I think you're missing like okay. I suppose this isn't specific to San Diego, but it's specific to San Diego, the Twin Cities, and other places in Southern California. Sort of like a naturally blonde woman with black eyebrows who's uncomfortably close to her father, who has a sub-preacher position level in a church.
What? That's a deep fucking cut.
Sexual thing. But
Yeah. No, they just take really weird Instagram photos together. That makes you think.
Right, right. It's not actually happening, but it's like,
yeah,
what the fuck? Like,
she's a type that like. I was gonna say she's a type that like she's got purity rings and they take pictures together at their purity ceremony.
Even if she's not religious anymore, it's like a 29-year-old woman who's being like carried upstairs to be put in bed during the holidays by her father. It is not sexual, but it's, I don't know, it's just one of the things that regular white people, non-Jewish white people do. And you're like, okay, I guess we have to let them do that. Yeah, and it's specific to a genotype of white blonde woman that naturally has blonde hair but black eyebrows. I don't know why. It's just one of those things.
It's because here's the thing: like, if you're
hold on one sec. Yo, Felix, do you have your camera enabled?
Nah, something's fucked up with it. It like
because on the stream it looks like you're just like it's almost like we've got like a Felix AI responder in here because your corner of the screen is just clear.
Weird. I don't like my computer almost bricked a few months ago, and I had to completely reboot it. And ever since then, like, just everything with the camera's fucked up.
Just put it on your fucking phone, dude.
I'm not getting. No, the fucking audio will be weird.
All right.
I don't even.
Anyway, no worries.
All right. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, because if you're like a religious person, and you're like, if you're like a Christian, like an evangelical Christian that goes to like one of those churches that's called like Hearth Song, like Crossroads, like you should just move to Dallas. Like, what are you doing? Or like Houston, like what are you doing in California? Like that's always weird to me.
The lifestyle for that type of person in California is amazing. What are you talking about? They could like go boogie boarding or whatever the fuck they do. You can eat lobster like 5 days a week. It's incredible. Why wouldn't you live there? Have you ever been to one of those Southern California towns where it's like 10,000 people live there and it's all people like that?
I mean, I have.
I literally live in a town like that.
I run a church, so
in North San Diego County, as a matter of fact. So everything you both are describing, like, yep, that's what it's like.
Right, why would someone who is into that stuff, why would they leave that and go to Dallas?
No, especially with the weather. It didn't even start cooling down here until like today, and it's the end of October.
It's just a very specific type of like white person that goes to that church because the thing is, there's two types. Like, there's one that you're right, like that just wants to like surf, like eat seafood, basically just live like an LA lifestyle. And then there's the megalomaniacal kind that wants to like build a castle And like
that is, yeah.
And that's the guy that moves to Dallas because he's like, for the same amount of money I'm living in like a very nice suburban house in LA, I could like own a shitty version of Versailles with like custom plumbing that once it breaks will cost me like $80,000.
Yeah.
And it'll be like the worst thing. Like the bankruptcy estate is going to have such a hard time dealing with that.
If you are the type of guy who lives there, who's like, who was the one woman's dad in the show The OC? One of the evil ones. Like you have that type of personality.
Yeah,
absolutely. It absolutely makes sense for you to move to Dallas because the farthest you can get in those towns is destroying a rec center. In Dallas, you can actually do some real evil.
Yeah, no, and like it's just, you know, you have that control and that power. Whereas, you know, gruesome Gavin Newsom in California, unfortunately. Although now I don't know, did you guys see that video of him playing basketball in China?
Yes.
Oh, Gavin Newsom? Wait, Gavin Newsom balls?
Hold on.
Does he ball? That's a question. Yeah, see if we can pull that up. It is one of the most amazing videos I think I've ever seen.
Oh, Jesus. Wait, better than Tom Segura, like shattering his whole body, trying to dunk?
Yeah.
You remember that shit? Tom Segura looked like Peter falling down the stairs.
I don't know what it is about like the LA Rogan podcast world, but it's like the only podcast group of friends that has like a DL list.
That's true. Yeah, there's always somebody that's got like some catastrophic injury.
Yeah, Brendan Schaub like tore his hamstring trying to race somebody like in a foot race.
Yeah, why would he try to foot race somebody? He's an MMA fighter. He's not even the kind of person that you would expect to be able to beat somebody like over short distances.
I don't know. It's just like they're always challenging each other to physical contests. I don't know why Tom Segura, why he would allow himself to be recorded playing basketball in the first place.
Well, he wasn't even playing basketball. They were just trying to dunk. That was it.
All right. Well, speaking
of
trying to play basketball,
he's a 57-year-old man.
I don't know. He doesn't look like a basketball player, unless you're thinking of like Charles Barkley, but he's about a foot shorter.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, that whole world freaks me out.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. My microphone too loud. All right, I'll turn down the microphone. My bad.
Hold on, just a sec. So I'm trying to like get I have the Gavin Newsom video up here, but it's not.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah,
right.
There you go.
This is in somewhere in China, I guess.
Did he just try to? Oh God,
no,
bro, don't do it.
Wait for it.
No, you can't play it off like that, man.
No, you know what?
Oh no!
My God, that is an insane way to react to that by Gavin.
Here's the thing, though: the speed at which he tried to be like, "Oh, I'm just having a
good time."
Like,
yeah,
it's like 11-year-old Chinese boy. He's just like rolling around on the ground, like having a great, like that's politician mindset. You know, his brain worked like that in that immediate instant.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So listen, man, we had a lot to cover today. You know, I was gonna make it a serious and somber occasion by getting into Israel-Palestine, and as a matter of fact, fuck that, I'm still gonna get into that shit. Hey, Felix, what's up? Hey, Felix, what's going on with you, man? I kind of feel like you're not welcome in the JCC anymore. What's happening with your Twitter account?
Well, judging by my message requests, I'm not saying this to complain, but like when I do get like angry messages from the pro-Israel side, they never assume that I'm Jewish.
Shit.
Yeah. Sometimes explicitly, sometimes going off context clues, it is very clear that they think I'm, I don't know, like a Dagestani Muslim or something, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think I look like a Middle Easterner.
Yeah.
They clearly, a lot of them clearly think that.
No, you have the definite physiognomy of like a Sephardim. You know, it's not.
Yeah.
Well,
but I'm not. I'm not. We're like, my family is all like Eastern European Jews.
Yeah,
All
I
of
know.
them, yeah.
No, your family background, aren't you guys Russian? Or just
Yeah, all depending on whether they were in the Russian Empire when they left. I'll put it that way. But
yeah. Yeah, because I don't know, man. I watched the demonstration at whatchamacallit, Grand Central Station. That was actually something to behold, because I gotta say I was depressed as hell on Friday when the ground invasion started, and then like I can't rip my eyes off of the Telegram feed. I was seeing everything from like fathers walking with the collected body parts of their children, to like the mothers that were being like recovered out from underneath rubble, to like I saw a kid with half his face blown off. It was fucking awful. And then on the other side, I got to deal with like watching Amy Schumer do the fucking the Niemöller poem, except that she's like, yeah, when they came for black people, I stood up. When they came for LGBT people, I stood up. And now I'm just by myself.
In the Amy Schumer thing that she posted, the phrasing was when they came for the black community.
Yeah.
That's like how a cop would describe police shootings. Black people. That's fucking incredible. But yeah, no, it was all of the response, like in the West, but especially America. We've talked about it before, but amidst all of the like horrors, this really is like one of the, if not like the worst shit I've ever seen in my life. The response in America is not just unexpected. I don't know if I expected this in my lifetime at all, in any context, in any set of circumstances. And just the insane critical mass that you saw, in New York was, I never would have predicted that. I mean, I know that there are a lot of really serious people out there who really do care about this and have for a while, but still, it's fucking insane.
Yeah, especially after like the Abraham Accords in like 2019, which I know was like a perfunctory kind of thing, but it really did feel like basically like the global cause was kind of almost like on life support. Whereas like even like the UAE and like Saudi Arabia have kind of given up the ghost on even pretending to like care about this issue. Now it's like, I mean, I think at this point the Abraham Accords are, if not basically de facto,
they're just dead. Pretty much every accord that's been signed since like the 1960s has pretty much just been, I mean, the Israeli government just uses it to wipe their asses with. It's just toilet paper.
Yep.
Which it's especially a thing coming from Saudi Arabia though, because I feel like that's a country where like they wouldn't really care about popular disapproval that much.
Right.
At least not as much as maybe other countries, but even they kind of had to pull out.
They do have to care about it a bit. I mean, like, you know, we talk a lot about like Western perceptions of NBS, and that was a huge part of the coverage of him during his ascension and everything. But I do think that during that time, from like 2015 to 2018, when there were all these books written about him, and he was made to, he was a major figure in the liberal airport reader series. The thing that was not gone into detail with him a lot was he is very popular in Saudi Arabia. That is something that he's put a lot of effort into doing. I mean, you can have all the power that the royal family has had and that he personally has. You still do need popular support.
Yeah. No.
Did you see the? Sorry, go ahead, Roy. Go ahead.
I was gonna say a tricky tie-up though. There's a that has been a very interesting thing to watch. I mean, honestly, coming off of the Ukraine stuff, especially too. If you saw that the demonstration they were having, I think in Ankara. I imagine that's where Erdogan basically came out to like the like WWE like intro music with like the Palestinian, and it wasn't what's it called, the scarf, I can't think of the name off the top of my head right now.
Kafaya?
Kafaya, yeah, it wasn't a kafaya, but it was like the closest thing he had to a kafaya, where you could put like a Turkish flag and like a Palestinian flag, and it was just going off. And it's like, dang, he's feeling himself recently, I feel.
No, it's just like you were saying. He's like Littlefinger. He's a
Yeah, he
Littlefinger of
really
geopolitics.
is. I mean, one of the few countries you can definitively say won in Ukraine was Turkey. Like, they just came out undeniably ahead of the pack in front of everyone. I mean, they really did play both sides. They managed to completely shore up their Kurdish, like any Kurdish issues or a lot of Kurdish issues by essentially having Sweden return a bunch of dissidents in exchange for getting that lifted. They've basically been acting as like a vector for moving Russian oil into mainland Europe and Russian finances. They've been selling huge amounts of drone equipment to not only Ukraine, but like a ton of lower income Eastern European countries, like not Belarus, but your Lithuanias, your Latvias, and even parts of Africa now. Like, they have really come out way ahead on this. And to now like totally pivot into not really pan-Arabism, but sort of a like pan-Ottomanism. Like, very interesting.
It is. We have seen gestures towards pan-Ottomanism before. We have seen him do, goofy shit like hold rallies in Eastern Europe. And we have seen a lot of posturing from him specifically on the Palestinian issue. I mean, don't forget that the humanitarian flotilla from Turkey that the Israelis shot, Erdogan famously, he stormed out of some talk he was having with, I forget, I think Omer was there or Shimon Peres. He stormed out. It was a whole big thing. But he never, it's theatrics, right? This guy knows what side of the bread what side of I forgot that phrase.
What side of the bread he's buttering? Oh, he's buttering both sides of bread.
I was gonna say what side of the bread. I was gonna say what side.
Which
of the
side
bread,
is bread is buttered?
Yeah, I almost said which side of the bread he's buttered on.
He's lathered up, man.
Yeah, I slammed the brakes on that. That's a very little Carmine thing to say.
No, I've got images of Turkish oil wrestling in my head right now. Thanks for putting that in there.
He's going to be importing the shittiest shotguns in the American. I'm so excited for that. Somebody actually. Oh
no, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry, I was about to make a side comment, so keep going.
Oh yeah, it's this time was interesting because he did say the Turkish military can strike at any time. And I don't fucking believe.
They're not gonna.
Yeah,
No.
It would be like.
Here's the thing: every time one of these flare-ups happens, he likes to pretend that Turkey is like secretly the IRGC. Like, they're just just ready to come in at a moment's notice. But like, the entire purpose is to signal solidarity. I can't exactly call it like pan-Arabism. It's not that, but like. There's still always like these overtures to the Arabic world that Turkey does have Palestine's back, but when have they ever actually come through? It never happens.
Never. I feel like JT Dolan the last time that Christopher came to visit him. I'm yelling at Erdogan, Tayyip, you're in NATO.
I don't. Well, here's the thing. My question is, I don't really understand why he does that though. Because what is there for him to gain?
It's massively popular. I mean, look, he was feeling himself in that crowd. This is a massively popular issue, and he does there is some benefit you get from talking tough on this. I don't know if maybe this time, now that things are so different in a global sense, that people will actually notice and get upset that he's not actually following through on any of this shit.
Yeah,
but I mean. You did see that Israel kind of wanted to call his bluff, and they're like, okay, let's revoke all diplomatic ties. And I do feel like that is kind of like, okay, do you actually want to do this?
I mean, right now, no. I don't see anything happening as far as like Turkey taking any sort of combative stance towards Israel until the Ukrainian war has a ceasefire negotiated. Because right now, like what their position is up against Israel, it's not just ideological or the matter of Palestine. It's also for selling arms. I mean,
Yeah,
Turkey's cleaning up when it comes to arms sales.
price of the drones going up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, like they've I think just recently they inked a deal with Nigeria to open like I think a full to produce what is it, the Bayraktar 3, like the most recent the most recent like B tier drone, surveillance drone you can get.
Yeah.
To start manufacturing those in Nigeria specifically for
that was the TB2 model that Nigeria bought. I remember that. That was back in I think like early September is when I remember hearing about that.
That is kind of what Israel is trying to muscle in on. Although, to be honest with you, the fact that they can't, it seems like Rabbi Shmuley is having to like get whatever weird guy from like Long Island, like his son, like a DJI
buy his
drone.
son a helmet.
Yeah, he's like, please donate us, $15 or $15,000. Somebody already bought him a drone, which like, are you just like, is the IDF actually running like just a standard drone, like a DJI, like with no counter support or anything, just running it around? Because I feel like it's insane to me that they would do that, given the fact that they have a indigenous arms production company that produces military surveillance drones. It's just so weird to me. But hey, I mean, I don't know. I that's what happens when you privatize your entire arms production process. When they, I think they privatized.
I mean, Elbit's still. I remember around the same time. It was like probably within a week or two of me hearing about the Nigeria deal that Elbit also had a arms deal, but they didn't even name the country that they struck the deal with.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing was, so originally Elbit was like a startup alongside what is now IMI, so the Israeli Military Industries. And then I think in 2018, the Israeli military the government just fully gave up the ghost and merged them together into a single private company. But I don't believe they increased their military budget, which is sort of like one of those things where it's like, well, hold on a minute. Like now all of a sudden this company is producing a profit, but prior to that, it was a private entity. Like something didn't make sense. And I think a lot of it was just that, yeah, they raised prices and did not produce the same amount of output, which we're seeing now, where it's like you have IDF soldiers who just don't have body armor, right? Which is crazy.
You guys obviously know a lot more about the ins and outs of actual domestic production in Israel, but just the moment I saw
you're talking to two guys that are autistic about one thing in particular, which is like guns and arms manufacturing.
And briefly, I did work in it too. So
I feel like I just missed the both of you in 2003 when I was playing Operation Flashpoint.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Yeah, we were.
He's been trying to get me into Tarkov. And for some reason, like I actually bought it, like Rory. The debit came off of my credit card for Tarkov, but I still can't download it for some reason.
Weird. I don't. Yeah. Again, it's Russian sanctions, dude. It's freaking Zelensky is at it again.
Yeah.
It's not letting us down.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
That game is too much like a job for me. A lot of my Counter-Strike friends play it, and they're like, "Oh, we all have to get on Tuesday to kill the guy with a Bitcoin."
Yeah,
it's like this is too much. It looks like a cool game. It's too much stuff.
If you're the kind of guy that really wants to like push for it, then yeah. If you're just like me, that's like I want to just make the stupidest gun of all time and just get murked by like random people, then it's a great game. It's so much fun.
I think it's an incredibly cool game. It's like I would have.
It's a lot though.
I'd have to stop fucking playing Counter-Strike or FromSoft games. But anyway, like. You guys clearly know more about the domestic arms manufacturing and the logistics of that in Israel than I do. But my first thought when I saw Bethany Mandel post that what turned out to be a scam charity for body armor for Israeli infantry.
That was a scam? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I saw her post about it. I didn't know it was a scam.
Yep.
Yeah. Fucking hysterical, just incredible. It is.
Just amazing scenes.
Yeah, just like a storefront in Long Island. My first thought with the body armor thing was, hold on. Like, I could be wrong here. This could be more about actual production capabilities and privatization. But I didn't think, what do we know about Israel, and specifically since they ordered a bunch of, let's say, Russian takeout after the Pollard deal? A lot of fucking Russian organized crime there, and it's like,
Yeah.
when you have like body armor and shit, who's gonna pay a lot of money for that shit?
Well, and my favorite, so here I have, this is, let me quickly share this. This was actually my single favorite body armor moment from this entire conflict, which I know sounds weird, but there were a lot of them, like a whole lot of them.
Top 10 body armor fails. That's
this might be number one. So,
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah, so this woman.
But yeah, they ordered body armor on Temu.
Yeah, so
Fuck off.
Level 4.
Country?
Well, no, here's the thing. So my theory, I don't think that this was the IDF. I think this was like a group of like settlers, like called their friend or like called their family member in LA. Because it's like level 4 body armor arriving in Israel from China. Now, the first thing I got to tell you, if this is, what is it? The Institute for Justice or whatever, like their body level rankings, like, no, there's none of those in China are actually evaluated. So that's already a lie. I think they bought this up because if you, I don't know, I'm sharing this now. Yeah. You can see here, it's like they literally went and bought like just boxes of body armor, and they're transporting it on like an El Al flight from LA to Tel Aviv.
They couldn't even FedEx this shit. They just
yeah. And I'm like, I feel like the IDF would at least be able to like
book a commercial.
Like book a commercial and not just be like, all right, guys, we're gonna be running this in like freight. So we're just thinking fragile on all of our ceramic body armor. like just be really sure. Like just having a guy out there just like trying to like accusing the like.
Hold up, Roy. What is the red label on those packages?
It says fragile. Literally like a fragile sticker. Yeah. I'll open the image just so we can actually like zoom in on it here. But yeah. Like it's literally just like like they sent it. Oh my god, I don't know. And here's the other thing: it was already in.
Please handle with care.
Good advice.
Yeah, good job, guys. Think about how expensive this would be to send.
And it's like they only have like 4 guys. Like there's the guy taking the picture and like the 3 guys up.
I don't understand. Like, is this? So I'm saying, is this going through like check-in at a commuter airport?
Here's the thing. I'm gonna pull a.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
This is the most powerful like. Emirates flight to India energy you've ever seen, where it's like every family has like 15 boxes of like goods that are going to get like taxed.
Yeah, just like carrying it on their heads.
Literally like going into Bangalore, there's like people just bringing in like full size like 70-inch TVs that they're like checking in at the gate.
Oh man, this sort of reminds me of I had one of my earliest friends online. His family was all Egyptian military. He wasn't. He grew up in America. He was a doctor. He was a super cool guy. He taught me everything I knew about trolling and posting when I was 12. But he told me this really funny story about his family in the Yom Kippur War. That they were officers of the Egyptian military, and the Saudis flew from Saudi Arabia to Egypt, and they were in the trenches, and they brought all these like chaise lounges and couches, and the Egyptians had to be like, "Can you guys fuck off? What do you think this is? What do you think you're doing?" And it's like, my God, how times change.
What does it look like? What? I'm not allowed to have trees. Fuck is wrong with you? This is a free country.
Well, and here's the best part. Like hold on, I gotta open another because I was looking into this and I think I found.
Oh, and by the way, to the audience members, hey, so now that we're gonna be streaming on YouTube from now on, hit that like button, please. That really helps us. Hit that like button and subscribe. God damn it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, but this is my favorite. Is I actually went on and I found the actual body armor that they were buying up. according to this account, which I think is accurate, at least from what I've seen, and it's literally so to actually buy real level 4 Institute of Justice rate like certified body armor, it's like 500, or it's like probably around $300 per $200 to $300 per like plate. They bought it at like $60. I'm like, this is not level 4 body armor. This is probably like just like maybe level.
Do you want to explain levels of body armor to people that aren't
really quickly? All right,
gun retards like ourselves? Yeah, go ahead.
So the level of system, you can look it up, but basically level 1 doesn't exist anymore. It's like what calibers can be stopped by a body armor.
Level 1 body armor is basically just like wearing a heavy sweater.
It's like, well, it's 22 up to I think 32 AC or 380, not plus B, and then level 2, which is the one that it really starts at, is I think 9mm and up.
Yeah.
Level 3 plus, I believe, is like 5.56 to 7.6.
Yeah, 5.56 being like the NATO rounds you put into an AR-15. Yeah.
Yeah, up to like I think 7.62 by 51 NATO. Not sure about that. And then I know for a fact that level 4 is rated to stop at least one armor piercing 308 or 30-06. Yeah. So it's basically like the higher you go up the list, like the more bullet you can stop, right? So level 4 is about as high as it gets. It's really like, that's really expensive. You're not super expensive, but like it's the highest value you can get.
So basically, like everyone knows what a Magnum looks like the Magnum handgun. That level 4 body armor is supposed to be rated to stop a Magnum
just to
round.
be clear, Tarkov's level like body armor levels are not real. They don't make. There's no such thing as level 6 body armor. It just doesn't. Like, it doesn't.
It reminds me of my friend in 2nd grade telling me he stayed in a 6-star hotel.
There's the one 6-star hotel in Dubai. Apparently.
Oh, the Burj Khalifa, or
no? It's the other one. It's the Sail.
That is the Burj.
No, that's not. The Burj Khalifa is like the really big tower. No, the Sail is a different one. I mean, it might be called a Burj, but it's not the Burj Khalifa. It's the Burj Khalifa is like that huge office retail.
Okay.
No, this one is. And by the way, have any of you guys ever looked up the hotel rooms in that hotel?
Yeah, they all look like levels from GTA Online.
They look like
it's
shit.
It's like not something you would like.
Oh, sorry. No, it's the Burj Al Arab, not the Khalifa. Sorry.
Yeah, the Burj Al Arab. Yeah, it looks like shit though.
the Mia Khalifa.
Yeah, the Burj Al.
Don't.
The Mia Khalifa. No, I'll say this way: they both have the same capacity. Sorry, go ahead, Rory.
Yeah, but no, it's like if you look at the like people are like, oh, it's like a 6-star hotel. It's like no, it looks like garbage. Like I've stayed at Indian hotels that legitimately look nicer than the Burj Al Arab.
Like if you have disposable income and you're like really a non-confrontational person, you're really afraid of any type of argument, and you want to end a relationship. Go on a trip, stay at that hotel with the girl you want to break up with, or whatever. Like it's a great way to do. It will end any relationship on the brink.
Yeah, it's like, don't you want to stay in like the world's the world's largest bathroom?
Yeah,
it's like not even that nice. It's just big. It's just a large space. You can like, if your girlfriend brings like 7,000 different like skincare products everywhere she goes, that is the hotel for you because she has like the full vanity. But other than that, it's like a normal hotel, or it's like a normal 5-star hotel.
Yeah, the acoustics when you are trying to show her the Lonely Island Jack Sparrow video and she's just stone faced because she was born in 1999, it will echo off every fucking surface in there.
You're trying to impress like a Russian model that's just like I love the back rooms very much, my love. This bathroom is great.
You see, no, is this how I can tell there's a bunch of white people having this conversation because like we just generally don't date people who go to Dubai at all. I don't know if you know what them Instagram influencers got to do when they go over there.
I've heard some very they're up.
I've heard some devilish stories. Oh my god.
I've heard that the poor girls who have to do that they're subjected to some very Saxon tasks.
Here's the thing. You know how if you're like a starry-eyed young country girl in America in the Midwest, you go to LA to pursue your dreams.
Hmm.
If you're a guy who has like the exact same haircut that Lionel Messi has, or what's his face? The average British soccer player. You have
David Beckham, yeah.
Yeah, you have like David Beckham's haircut, and you want to get into like business, but you have no idea like the first thing about business. You've just like you figured out what like a profit and loss statement is. That you go to Dubai. That's where you go. Like it's like the young dreamer that goes there. Like I follow on Twitter a number of guys who are just like British chavs that are just in Dubai. Like I don't even know like what they're doing there exactly. It mostly seems like drop shipping and posting, but it's like they're trying to be Andrew Tate. But like
that's pretty much what all of these young sort of influencer types. That's what they're all into when they talk about like building your business and living your brand, etc. They're just doing Alibaba drop shipping.
Yeah.
I remember when they were first getting this off the ground, right? Like Dubai as a new international finance capital, and I really didn't think it would work to the level that they expected it back then. I really underestimated how far things would go. I mean, you are exactly right. It's an amazing place to go if you're pretending that you're doing currency trading.
You're like, you showed your barber like a picture of Cristiano Ronaldo, and he's like,
yeah,
this brother.
Say less.
Yeah.
Say less. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. As far as like actual like evil investment bankers that are, they're doing things like they've already invented a debt instrument that's based off of like school shootings, things we're not even going to find out about for another 5 years. I don't know how much they're going in there. Probably not that much. But
it's where people go there to be photographed. There, they don't go to Dubai to do actual business anymore. That hasn't been true since like the mid 2000s.
In law school, one of my friends had an internship in Dubai at like a law firm there, and she had to like share her room with this woman who was just like. She couldn't bring like a dildo to Dubai, and also like nobody wanted to like bang her, so she like just ended up like she's like, I really need you to leave, and like she was just like using her electric toothbrush, and she's like messing me the whole time. This time I was like literally working as like a public defender in like northern Idaho, and she's like, I can't stand it here. I'm like, shut the fuck up, like come out here, like come out and defend a guy that's like decided to do like illegal logging. Like everyone is like, dude,
you were a fucking lawyer in Red Dead Redemption 2?
No, literally, yeah. I was just like, it's like, what are you in here for? It's like, I was caught in federal land doing illegal like subsistence logging. Like,
oh God, no, hold on. That also happened to a family friend of ours. She was working at the Mayo Clinic in Dubai. And here's the. I don't know if you heard about that influencer. This lady went to Dubai. I guess like she was like a truck driver, and I don't know exactly why she was in Dubai. I don't know if she got a contract out there or what. But she was like an influencer on TikTok and Instagram, where she would show herself driving her long haul truck. Anyway, she goes over to Dubai, and she gets into an argument with some government official or another, and yeah, they threw her ass in jail.
Yeah.
But hold up. That happened to the influencer. The same shit happened to our family friend. She was working at the Mayo Clinic, and one of her, it wasn't even like a direct manager. It was just somebody that was superior to her, but she wasn't a direct report to him. And he was always giving her shit during meetings. And she's not like a low level staffer or anything. I mean, she was a director. So anyway, she gets into an argument with this guy that's like one level above her, but not a direct report, and they threw her ass in prison. It took us almost a year to get her back.
Yeah, it's not Dubai, but in Saudi Arabia. I read a story that John Dolan wrote about where this like just British businessman, sort of similar thing where he wasn't one of the more important guys in his firm over there. There was a problem with like an underground black market for alcohol. And it was one of those things where like the Saudis knew it's like, okay, Like, if we need like Westerners to come over here and we need finance personnel and all these people, like this is going to have to exist in one form or another. But we also have to like look busy, you know, like we have to make it look like we're addressing this problem. Basically, this poor fucking guy, this stupid British guy, he got the entire black market pinned on him. Just got
shit!
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was the guy that provided. Who was it? King Fight. Who was the Saudi royal who was like a straight alcoholic?
King Saud, actually. That was King Saud.
King
King Saud. He got shit canned by the rest of the family because he was. You're an embarrassment. You're weak. I'm gonna keep it short and simple. I came into the Grand Mosque and you were asleep. Your hair was in the toilet. Disgusting. You're a fucking disgrace. That's basically what happened to him. That is basically what happened to the guy.
King Saud, have you been like replacing our Smirnoff with water?
Yeah. Dude, literally one of the Aramco executives wrote about finding bottles that King Saud hid under his bed like a fucking
Oh shit.
This was in the
Imagine of all places, like imagine being a Jake Hoyt in Saudi Arabia. That's gonna fucking suck, dog.
Yeah, I would kill myself. That is, dude.
Yeah, you feel like you really got to get like you got to wish at that point you're like, God, I really wish like the Kazakh Muslims were the ones that ended up with all the oil.
Yeah,
the guys that were like kind of down to drink, like Central Asian guys, where they're like, this is kind of a thing.
It's all right.
Yeah. I mean, Saud gave way to Faisal. Like Faisal came next. That's the guy who was just like, sorry, you're a weak fuck up. We're never gonna get ownership of Aramco with you because you're probably like delaying buybacks so a British executive can smuggle some more brandy in here for you. And Faisal was actually like probably like the smartest and most visionary king they ever had. But yeah, no, Saud was rough life. Very rough life.
Faisal was like, he got rid of the alcohol, but made sure that Johnny Walker became just like we'll keep the logo, but we'll like get rid of the actual alcohol, which is the funniest thing. Like how everybody in like the Middle East just reps like the Johnny Walker logo. Like the number of like
it's a cool logo.
People, it's a cool logo, but like number of Muslim people, like in India especially, where I'll just see like some guy like with like a Muslim, like, because they love decorating their cars, and like have like all the stickers like the Tugra or whatever on the back, and then just like a Johnny Walker logo. Like, yeah, Johnny Walker, it's cool. Like,
India is no man's land for logo placements.
Oh, dude, it is a.
What do you think of? I was actually just going to ask, what do you think of Mohammed bin Sheikh, NBS? I actually, I mean, aside from like sawing people up and throwing their body parts into a wastebasket,
into a tandoor actually.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Aside from that, I think a lot of people just know him from that incident from the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. But I think he's actually probably one of the most like savvy politicians that country's had in probably like the last half century.
Absolutely. He's had some fuck ups. I think he definitely got he got sort of, I wouldn't say entirely fooled, because you can't get fooled into doing something that you want to do, but he definitely got led on a little bit into the engagement in Yemen by the UAE. But he's a lot savvier than I initially thought. I mean, he's like we were talking about earlier, he's incredibly popular in Saudi Arabia, and he's definitely not fucked up more times than he's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, like the trade agreements with China, the 2018 when he lifted the restriction on women driving, that was him. That was him behind that. And
he hasn't been straight. Like, no leader is just straight bangers. Like, every
no. You're always gonna have misses too. Like nobody shoots 1,000 from the field. But I think another big one too is that he really pulled back on Wahhabism. So whereas I guess it's like they would call it Salafism, but like where like the strict religious fundamentalism was kind of the official, I guess like school or denomination for KSA, probably like I would say like since the 1960s. Now we're pretty much at a point where like it's relaxed and is more heading towards like mainstream Sunni Islam.
Yeah, no, he walked back a lot. Some of the powers of the religious police. There's still, of course, a great deal of repression over there, but it's just, more directly for political means. But yeah, no, I mean, obviously, to be clear, we still find this guy to be a malign influence, but he's not incompetent.
No.
Which is, I mean, again, he's the most competent of like Saudi leaders, which again is not maybe the deepest pool you could draw on, but I don't know.
Do you think it's because he was a Civ player when he was a kid?
He was a what?
Where did he go to school? Like, was he a Swiss kid?
No, he was not educated outside of Saudi Arabia. He was a huge civilization player as a kid, though.
Really?
He was a Civ player? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hold on, Felix, are you a Civ player?
No.
Ah, fuck out of here, man. Okay, I'm trying to find games to play with people that are more like that are not FPS games, but I'm having a hard time out here. I had a friend that was supposed to teach me how to play EU, but that just didn't pan out.
I've been trying to get you into World in Conflict, which you've just been, although that's basically a dead game at this stage.
I'm sorry, I'm just not a map gamer, but if I could recommend any book on NBS, really, if you could only read one writer in Saudi Arabia, just in general, Madawi al-Rashid. She's incredible. She's London based now, but she grew up there. She wrote a book about NBS called looking at the title.
Listen, I'm not playing Counter-Strike. I'm not playing FPS games. I'm sorry, I'm just not doing it. I can't do it. I can't keep up with them.
Counter-Strike's a major commitment.
It is, and like I actually used to be an Overwatch player back in the day. Surprisingly, and oh my god, they have that is like probably the hardest I've ever seen one company just tank their goodwill through a sequel. Yeah. I've never seen anything like that. Like Overwatch it was lightning in a bottle. And then what did they do for the sequel? They basically just like overwrote Overwatch 1 and then made everything that was fantastic about it just absolutely fucking abysmal. Okay, for example, like there's a sniper player, right? They nerfed her to the point where you have to land 2 headshots on any player whatsoever. You got to land 2 headshots in order to score a kill.
That sucks.
What the fuck is that?
That fucking sucks.
That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard of. She's got this big ass sniper rifle. She used to be like, if you're one of those people that is just like precise with your mouse movements, she could be a fucking menace. And now, she's like, they nerfed her beyond repair. So I can't play that game ananymore. I was a Widowmaker player, and not anymore.
I tried to play that game once. It was just really not for me. But from what I know from people who play that game, just Overwatch 2 it was like they were trying to kill it off. They were trying to piss off everyone. I love Counter-Strike. I think it is the perfect FPS. I hope that I am playing Counter-Strike 5 when I'm in the last years of my life. But it is such a fucking commitment. Like it's the only like competitive online FPS I play because it's just, I know other people can hold more thoughts in their head at the same time with games, but you just have to know so much shit. You have to know, you have to line up your smoke grenade to hit it at this angle, jumping in this way to block off this.
I can't do
just
that
get old, like your mind rigidity, like kind of your mind becomes more rigid. You can't really like, you don't have the reflexes you used to have. You get used to stuff. I feel like
after about the age of 25, you just can't do this shit anymore. Like especially when you have like a full-time job and other commitments.
I will say I'm 33 and I feel more confident in Counter-Strike than I ever had. That's what I think is cool about Counter-Strike.
Oh,
you can be super cracked. I play with like people who are younger than me and they're incredible fucking players. But even like for them, it's really more that they know the map and are good at figuring out the behaviors of other people. More so, like they still have incredible fucking aim and reflexes and coordination, but it really is, it's more strategic than people realize. I've been playing it since fucking 2004, and I will never stop.
All right. Well, do you guys want to move on to the Halloween?
Oh my God, the Dybbuks.
Let's move on to Dybbuks.
Oh, we got a lot. We don't just have Dybbuks. So I know Felix
And
you have
Golems.
an interest in the sort of Kabbalistic spirits and lore, Golems and Dybbuks in particular, I think.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Golems and Dybbuks. I love the Japanese interpretation of Golems. If you read a manga or watch an anime where if a guy has like what's that called, like a Prince Charming haircut, the thing where it's like it's like a bowl cut in front, but it's
Oh, I don't know exactly what you'd call that, but yes, I'm picturing the character.
I know
Yeah.
exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
A duck's ass haircut has
yeah.
Priest told it.
Yeah, whenever you see like someone has that haircut in like Japanese media, it represents that that's a golem, which I think like Japanese. I don't know when Japanese artists got really into Jewish stuff, but I am fucking flattered. I think it's amazing. I think it's so fucking cool. I love it.
Israeli interpretation of the golem is.
Yeah, actually, when I realized that anime was heading down that direction was when I because I started watching Evangelion in 98, 99, and that's when I realized I was like, holy shit, they're actually doing like esoteric, like Talmudic shit. This is wild.
Yeah, they're really into it. Like when I played Pokemon when I was when I was a kid in the late 90s, my mom told me about she heard like an NPR report about like some of the Pokemon being based off classic Jewish monsters, and there was a Pokemon, and I had this card, and my mom pointed it out to me, called Golem. They have
Get out.
Yeah, and
Really?
there was one in the original set that like is kind of Dybbuky, and yeah, no, they are. I really it always has made me happy that they think our shit's cool enough to put in stuff. It all goes back to my favorite World War II story when the Nazis sent over protocol.
Holy shit! No, I'm looking at it right now. I recognize this Pokemon. I did not know it was called a Golem. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Straight up.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna pull it up right now. I did not realize this.
Yeah.
Look at this shit.
He's a literal like made of earth and clay. Like
He's a rock type Pokemon.
Yeah. I'm looking up
Yeah.
Looking up at the Dybbuk one.
There's
There's literally one called Dybbuks. It is a ghost type Pokemon, and that's like the Dybbuks an evil spirit. It's spelled die, just like
Dybuk, Dybuk.
Yeah,
it's like Dybart. It's like German for the book. No, but so Q and I, this year I was like just browsing really stupid movies, and I came across a 2019 Israeli film called the Golem, and I was like, I love this. I was really going into this expecting some quality material, but I don't know if we want to play the trailer really quickly here.
Yeah,
there's one scene in particular because we'll play it.
Okay,
I have it queued up here. Is the sound on? Oh, here we go.
You're a woman, a giver of life. God has assigned you a calling and you're refusing it.
It is an Israeli movie, by the way. Also, can I just say, really quickly, it's always a good sign when your horror movie is like all the awards they win are from like the Grindhouse. Yeah, it's like they're trying to do like an A24 thing here, but it's like all of the reviews are like from like spookfilms.biz.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're all bad. I just need you to get the general vibe of the movie, because there's one scene. Yeah, horror freak.
Horror freak.
You might as well put Mind and Jason as one of their
Wait, hold on. I actually looked this up, and I think one of these, I believe, it's either this movie or another one, actually just had like random like Letterboxd and Rotten Tomatoes user reviews.
That's
I'm
crazy.
like, come on, dude. Like, just don't even have user reviews, or don't even have reviews at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unseen films.
Well,
I'm always seeing them.
We could use the hidden code inside the Book of Creation and create ourselves a golem. And the man form in mud.
All right, now quickly here, one thing I
shall be
do need to point out here, right?
create ourselves a golem.
Right, they show this scene, right, and that's a golem, right? A big piece of clay, right? Like traditionally, that's the golem.
And the man
Now, in reality, the actual movie.
engulfed in living fire. Let there be life. What have you done? I've created a golem.
It's kid. It's just a normal.
It's a little kid. It's just a little kid.
It's a little kid. It's just a kid. It's just like a standard kid. Like, they didn't even make him like a golem kid. Like, he starts off covered in mud. I'm like, well, that's kind of lazy, but at least they put in the effort to get him covered in mud. No, he's not covered in mud.
Then they clean him up.
Before it is too late.
Yeah, their previous movie was a zombie movie set in Jerusalem called Jerusalem. Yeah, great.
Boy saved me. He took on a handful of men with his bare hands. That is not a real boy.
A
Jewish Frankenstein is just a 7-year-old who's dirty.
And yeah, I should probably just say that, like,
merciful.
Like, I don't think there's much else. Yeah, this is like the antagonist of the movie are just these like random Polish guys that try to kill them.
I mean, not bad. That's historically accurate, but I like
they didn't even like at least dress them up like the Zaporizhian Cossacks or something. Give them like cool haircuts or some shit.
Yeah. Here's the thing, because like, you know how like the traditional story of the golem, right? It starts off as like a protector of the community, and then but over time it becomes more and more hostile,
uncontrollable. Yeah,
it becomes uncontrollable, and it's sort of a dialectic almost about that sort of the like creating life and like almost like parenthood kind of. So the thing is, though, the key critical point of that is that at the beginning of the story, the golem is defending the Jewish community, right? That's kind of the main point that they summon the golem. From the get-go in the Golem 2019, the golem is just like straight up killing everybody in town. I have never seen a higher body count golem. It's like it's worse than the IDF. Like, it's really no, like it's like so here's the thing. So just to give you a quick summary of the movie before we get to the ultimate scene, right? The woman, like, she's this random chick in like, Latvia. It's all filmed in Ukraine, by the way. A lot of really interesting elements going on in this movie. But like, her kid died like 7 years ago, which seems like a really long time, and she's sad about it. And then she's out kind of hanging out. Like, her and her husband are estranged, but she's like really into the Kabbalah, right? Like, her husband is like, because it's like a traditional like shtetl village. And they're like, well, we need to go learn about the golem. You can, by the way, take down the background. I don't think we're going to watch any more of the trailer. It's kind of boring after this. But, they're like, the whole thing is with the shtetl, and like the husband is being educated by the rabbi, and she's like going to sneak into the basement to learn like the secret Kabbalistic, like Talmudic secrets underneath. And basically the rabbi's like, all right, guys, I'm gonna teach you how to make a rabbi, gonna teach you how to make a golem, but you got to promise you're not gonna make it, okay? I'm gonna give you all the secrets right here,
But don't use them. Yeah.
But don't use them, okay? Not a pinky promise. You're not going to use the rabbi or the secret golem stuff that I'm going to teach you now. But she's like in the basement, like writing away, like, I figured it out. So then there's like a plague that comes through, like the bubonic plague in like Lithuania or wherever. And they blame the Jewish community. And that's where like I guess the leader of like the Polish, Lithuanian Jewish or like non-Jews, like his daughter gets sick. So he like blames them. So he shows up and he's like, you guys have to like use your magic to cure her. And like the rabbi and the woman is of course like, okay, well, let's use the power of the Torah and the Kabbalah to summon a golem. And the rabbi's like, no, let's die instead. Let's no, that's a bad idea. We should just let these like Polak weirdos just kill us for their made up lie about spreading the plague. Like, let's do that. Like, let's just go pray in the temple instead. And she's like, well, no, like that's the whole reason of summoning a golem is basically for a situation like this. So she makes a golem, but the thing that's weird is that the golem is too small, right? Like she makes it out of clay in the woods. Like it's just actually not even clay, it's just mud. She goes out in the woods and just makes like a mud golem. And then throws a torch and it comes back and it just looks like her kid, right? It just looks like the kid that died, which the question I always had was like, what if it didn't come back looking like the kid and it was just a really small golem? Like, you know, it is with like the scale wrong in something, and you're like, oh, I thought it was going to be a lot bigger than it actually was. It like looks kind of small and like shit.
Yeah,
like it was just going to be like a little dwarf golem.
Yeah, like dwarf, yeah, with the big bowl cut. Yeah.
Yeah, she like it's like you bake like cookies or something and they come out wrong, and you're like, I should have used more sugar or something. I should have made it a little bigger, right?
Yeah.
And almost immediately the golem just starts killing other members of the community. Like it's within a day, it's already killed like three Jewish people and like 2 Polish people. It's running with the worst KD ratio ever seen. Like, yeah, it's like right off the bat, it's like murdering.
Yeah, no, just like squad wipe the community.
Yeah, and then the worst part is like they have this scene where all the Polish guys are like, "You're a demonic people. We're gonna kill you now." And then the golem comes out and starts like using golem powers. I don't, Felix, I don't know if you're more versed on the lore of this, but I don't think like golems have like magneto powers or like telekinesis.
I have personally never heard that, but I'm not ruling it out. Can I just say something I love from the trailer? Okay, you know,
They want to bring it back up, yeah.
In screenwriting, when they use the term like sort of laying the foundation or laying the pipe, like when a character says something that no one would say in real life, but you need to say it because you only have like 90 minutes, 2 hours, you need someone to say something like, "You're my brother," or like, "You're the regional manager of blah, blah, blah." The version of that they have in this movie is talking to the main woman who's like, the golem looks like her dead kid. Yeah. "You're a woman."
Yeah, give her a life.
That's like, people are going to go otherwise. So we have to have like the religious guy say, "You're a woman. You create."
Yeah, there's like a gender critical guy like Jordan Peterson of the Community. Alchemists would say otherwise.
Yeah, "You're an adult female woman."
Yeah. Oh God. No. Yeah. Exactly right. But this is so. I got to share this. So basically, the golem comes out and it just starts like shooting like lightning at people. Here, I'm going to share a different screen here. Got to make sure that I got the right scene. Basically, it comes out and the first thing the golem does, like just immediately off the bat. Hold on. Can I not share? Window. Okay. Good. Oh, I was worried there for a minute. Right off the bat, or like it's like the kid comes out, he's like shooting people with magic powers, and you got to imagine like if you're like a Polish guy who's like maybe not going along with like his brother's kid is sick, and he's got to like come along for moral support, but he's like, I don't know if the Jews are really behind it. I feel like there's at least like 3 other groups of people we could blame for this. But you got to imagine you show up and this like Damien the Omen kid is like flinging fireballs at you. You're like, oh no, like they're 100% demons. Like he was 100% correct about like all of the anti-Semitic stuff he was telling you. Like they actually have magic powers. Because like usually,
it's like if you walked in on like you went to like the Jewish market and there's a guy just like hawking Christian baby blood.
Yeah, he's like matzahs here. Like
Yeah.
All the different religious bloods. Come on in. Don't show it to this guy.
Yeah.
Good for you. Like,
Yeah, how do you immediately just not be like, well, looks sorry, we were right.
I hate to say it, but goddamn, they had some points, right? But so this is like they all leave, but they come back to get rid of the village, and the rabbi decides that he needs to kill the golem. So her husband, like to set up the scene, her husband, he's playing the violin to sort of like almost Pied Piper the kid golem into the temple. But okay, here we go. So this is the last scene. They're burning the town, right?
No sound, buddy.
Oh, there's no sound? Hold on.
Yeah. What you have to do is you have to share the entire screen and then tell it to pull up your system sound. Yeah.
Audience, I am so sorry. Luckily, you did not.
Boomer shit.
All right, I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna full screen this and then.
Yeah. So they have to do entire screen and then tell it to share system audio.
Entire screen right here. Share and okay, it should be good. Tell me, can you hear it? And hold on.
There you go.
Is it sharing the sound? I gotta make sure. How about now?
Can't hear shit.
Okay, well, it's not giving me the pop-up for sharing sound. Hold on. Sorry. Oh God, we gotta. This is really serious now. All right. Yeah, it's not showing me. It's not giving me a share sound.
Oh, okay. Send me the file or the link.
Okay, I'll send the file. It's big. It's almost a gigabyte large.
Oh, word. Email it to me.
Okay.
And I'll put it up as soon as I get it. That's what I was saying. If you want me to download it, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
We can watch on.
I'm actually. You know what? Hang on. I found the F movies link. No, I found the F movies link a little bit earlier.
Bring that up.
Just do that.
Really critical though. While you're grabbing that, real quick. Just going back to like the blood libel thing. I don't know.
Okay, hold up, Rory. It's in the Discord, but I'll drop it into the chat. There you go.
Okay, hold on. I'm so sorry, audience. Did not realize. Okay, here we go. Where's the play? How do I play this on F? Okay, here we go.
Got it. Make sure. Yeah, share that window or the share tab.
I will when I get to the actual scene.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I got it. Okay. Sorry. Here we go.
All right.
Rory, I have a question. What spurred you down this path of studying Israel's cultural output? Was it the Greta Thunberg skit?
No, I just saw the Golem and I was like, I feel like that might be a fun. Like, you don't get a lot of Golem movies. I feel.
No, you don't.
You don't. No. It's not common. They made one in like the 50s and one in the 30s.
Right. I mean, we pretty much like the Golem we know is Frankenstein, who's basically just a flesh golem.
Well, as horrorflix.biz said, the Jewish Frankenstein.
Yeah, the only
okay, here we go.
The only
all right, so. Now, Felix, this is the critical scene you gotta watch. The minute I saw them, like, oh my god. Wait for it. No, it gets better, dude.
Benjamin, don't stop.
Yes. And it plays like demon sounds. I was like, what is anti-Semitic thing I think I've ever seen.
This is fucking incredible.
I like because the whole movie. I have to like the reason why I have to give you this background is this is the most boring fucking movie I have ever seen. It is so dull, but that scene. I'm just like, my jaw was on the fucking floor. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my, like just that was the one, like they really innovated on that one. Yeah, like one more time. I'm sorry, we gotta watch that one more time.
This is like...
That was crazy.
Yeah, this is like Cleaver.
Benjamin, don't stop.
That's just amazing.
Lava cake. It's like one of those. It's like one of those.
It is
like food.
So beautiful.
His body is like one of those Food Insider videos where it's like we went to a restaurant where they fill the fucking pizza with cheese. And it explodes.
Yeah. Yeah, or those hamburgers that basically like jizz when you cut them open or bite into them. Yeah.
I love how in the like at the beginning of the scene, it's like it's not as funny as the lava cake rabbi, but when they just hit the woman on the back of the head with a torch, and it's just like she has the reaction, and there's even like a dust cloud, like she was shot.
Like
an old Chinese kung fu movie. Then it ricochets off the kid's head too.
We'll play it without sound, but like just it comes in.
Like look at this.
Yeah, I wish oh man, is there like a way to slow
This is like an Assassin's Creed animation.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like she's like staring him down, and then he just I also like, by the way, the most bored. Okay, here we go. Yeah, she turns.
Yeah, she turns away.
The orientation of the shot is so fucking weird.
Yeah,
like the way that they set it up.
Yeah,
and it just boom.
Whack.
Yeah,
like okay, it's so weird. It's choreographed and shot so weird. So she's looking at him. She's looking at this guy who's wearing like a 1930s
plague mask.
She's looking at a guy, not even a plague mask. It's like a 1930s diving mask. To go in a shark cage with Tintin, and she looks at this guy carrying a torch, like squared up. He's presumably killed a lot of the village, and she's like, "Well, like my son he's in the magic room with the town rabbi. Hopefully, I can't get in. Hopefully, my fake Golem son doesn't stab the rabbi with a shofar. That would be really embarrassing." Oh my God, there's that guy who killed like half the fucking village. Maybe if I don't see him, he can't see me.
I also like the way that there's I have to pull it back to this scene. There is the most bored Polish guy just like slitting some guy's throat. Like he's so checked out at this stage. Let me see. This is they're all chanting in Hebrew. Also, like, they're all hitting people on the heads with torches.
Oh my God, they were
what is that?
Yeah,
what
but there's just like this really bored Polish. He's just like,
more of this shit.
They're paying me by the hour, man. I don't give a shit. Like,
that guy is like a Jew hunter who beat the main campaign. He's just like grinding for new horses.
Listen, buddy, I'm union, okay? I don't need any of this shit. You got me here, like, they're paying me, like I've already on OT. Like, he just does not give a shit.
He doesn't care at all.
Yeah, it is one of the most incredible movies. But that one scene alone, like, it sold me, man.
Okay, Felix, you help me out with this one, because I've been trying to rack my brain on this. Can you think of, like, any solid cultural output, like at least in film, from Israel?
That's
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, I can think of exactly one off the top of my head. Waltz with Bashir.
Yeah.
That's like, I mean, it is a fucking great movie, but
It's one of the last hand animated movies of all time, too.
yeah, it has an amazing look. I mean,
The
like,
score's great, yeah.
yeah, but that's it off the top of my head. That's really all I can think of. And like, yeah, I brought this up yesterday, and it's like, I do really feel bad, like, for people who aren't Jewish who notice this, where it's like the entertainment that comes out of Israel, especially their fucking comedy and sketch shows,
It's so bad.
Dude, it's the worst entertainment produced on the planet. Like, it's did people seen the Israeli Greta Thunberg sketch?
Yeah.
One of the most. Oh,
No, you want to pull that up?
I already did. I already got it.
Okay.
No,
I feel
I was talking to someone the other day about how the only Israeli cultural output I'm familiar with are the American adaptations of Prisoners of War, i.e., Homeland, and Euphoria. And I was like, and if that's what Israeli entertainment has to offer, I'm good.
I don't
need to know.
I do like the dude. Yeah, the dude from The Mummy, as like the top Israeli actor.
That's yeah.
Wait, the dude that
there's two. There's the sexy guy, and then there's just like the Hebrew stereotype. Like
the coward.
It's like the two. It's like
There's Oded Fair, who plays the Magi. And then there's
Magi, and then there's like Benny,
the guy who just like looks like the happy merchant.
Yeah, it's like, who is it? Like, is it Eli Valley, his cartoon where it's like the like Captain Zion and like the
Diaspora Boy.
It's literally that. It's like those two figures, like Benny and the Magi. Where it's like, I'm tall, I'm tan, I'm like ripped.
Yeah.
And then there's just this like sniveling lick spittle, like
the Chad Israelite and the incel American Jew.
Hungarian.
Yeah, I will say Oded Fair was. Did you guys ever watch that show Sleeper Cell on Showtime?
No.
It's like it's basically like a lib version of Homeland. You know, it's from 2006, and it's about like an Black American Muslim who's like a Fed, and he goes undercover in an Al Qaeda sleeper cell. And it is like
he works for the NYPD. He's in like that special squad that like
he's a Black Hebrew Israelite.
Mayor Bloomberg made like right after.
But it's like it's like a better version of Homeland, but like according to like 2005-06 liberal NatSec politics. But it's like objectively better made. There are really good performances in Homeland, like I always love Damian Lewis. The fucking guy who plays the soldier in the wheelchair, who just by virtue of being drunk figures out what Brody's up to. But like Sleeper Cell, way better. And Oded Fair he does play he's really good in that show. He plays a really cool role. But like I was saying, like I feel bad for non-Jewish people who can't note that like there's a nation that exists for the sole purpose of like you have to be Jewish to be here, and they are the worst comedy sketch writers.
Yeah, if you want to play that sketch.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, we have to show everyone this who hasn't seen it.
Yes.
Hang on a second. This was probably the worst shit. And here's the thing: like for having such an outsized share of American comedians that are actually good, this shocked me.
How dare you?
Oh wait, hang on a second. Is the sound not coming through at all?
It's coming through.
It's low.
Yeah.
Okay. Attack. So Israel, stop bombing with your polluting jets. Why can't you use bicycle? How dare you? This Jew stands with Hamas. Am I your bestie now? Yeah. This cow stands with McDonald's.
This mare stands with Gargamel.
Where is Hilda? From Queers for Palestine. She went to Gaza to show her support. Let's call her. No answer. Strange. Maybe she went to a gay party in Gaza without us? How dare she? How dare you?
That's
That can I say, by the way, she went to a gay party in Gaza is my favorite single line in the sketch because it's like Rainier Wolfcastle doing stand-up. Maybe you are going to a homosexual party.
Maybe you're going to a homosexual party.
Yeah, it's so
Maybe you are all homosexuals.
You are engaging in sodomy with me. It's so fucking bad. And that I think I forget who posted it first. It might have been my favorite lady, future girlfriend, Aviva Klumpus.
Oh,
the Jewish Krampus. My God.
I think her or someone else posted it, but it's like they were posting it for the rest of the world to see, like the rest of the world to see it in the sense of like, look how good and accurate this is. Like, if you're on the fence about this shit, hold on, I'm about to win you over.
Hold on, if you got it,
it is so bad. I mean, it's terrible.
Oh wait, no, that's Rory's.
No, I mean, we also have like, I mean, I don't know if we want to move on to the final, because Felix, have you ever seen?
Hold on, Felix, were you able to pull it up?
No, we just watched.
It's the same scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was talking about the Greta Thunberg thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
How, like, presumably she wanted like Americans who were like, well, I like Israel, but like the shit I'm seeing is really fucked up. Like she wanted them to see that and be like, okay, you got like this is what critics of Israel sound like.
Yeah. She thought.
Oh, did you? Oh, they had another skit about the BBC. Now,
yeah.
Yeah.
That one up?
Put it on.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find that. That was the dumbest shit that I've ever seen.
It was like sub Dry Bones level.
It's quite bad.
Dry Bones clears this sketch.
Oh, coming through a special guest, Daniel Mate. What's up, buddy?
Hey.
Daniel!
Hey.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, Dr. Nick. Yeah, I asked if because T wasn't able to come through, and I saw that Daniel was hyped about the stream, so I was like, yo, let's bring the man in. How's it going, bro? Haven't spoken to you in a while.
I have always fancied myself a sort of fallback position, Trevor Bollier.
No, I literally didn't see your response until like 5 minutes ago.
It's all right. Well, hey, I'm glad to be
Oh my
here.
god, every time I talk to Daniel, I feel like I've just like low-key insulted him somehow. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, me and Daniel are starting a show called Manischewitz Sharks.
Which, by the way, I'm sorry, that shit is the worst. This is gonna be anti-Semitic as fuck. But like, how do you all drink that shit?
Okay. Like,
you make it from Concord grapes. What? Who thought of that?
Wait.
yeah.
It's the original. It's the original syrup. First of all, it's the original syrup.
Okay.
Yeah, the original one. The original one.
Thick alcoholic beverage.
Yeah, the original one had dihydrocodone in it. Second of all, how is it worth? Like, okay, I can bring up an equivalent drink in another culture. Like Hypnotic's bad too. That's not an indictment on a people.
Zima. I mean, like we had Zima, I guess. You know.
Yeah. Everyone has a shitty sweet drink that's bad. I mean, we're one of the only people where it's like you have to like.
You've turned it into like an annual tradition.
Yeah, the first time I got drunk, I was like 11, and I just kept like drinking Manischewitz because it like when you're 11,
it's just really sweet grape juice.
Yeah, it's like literally what you expect alcohol to taste like, you know, when you're a little kid. And
it's a starter drink. It's a starter drink.
Yeah, it does. Like it makes you feel like shit because there's so much sugar in it. But like,
yeah. Oh, by the way, David Slavic, you know David, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he actually wanted to know about your thoughts about Chinese anti-Semitism.
I I mean, like
because apparently, well, he's just curious about the Chinese. Just like they come into the black community and they make money off of us at like the beauty shops, in the nail salons. They make fucking bank off the Jewish community at Christmas time.
Am I on the right stream?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we have to like unite against the real enemy, which are Asians. As a matter of fact, like I don't know if you saw this the other day. I asked people.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I have to interrupt you, Mr. Q. But Israel is on the continent of Asia. We are indigenous people. I will not be made othered. I feel the space is not safe. It's not being held.
Listen, my brother. Habibti, this is not safe space for Israelis. I'm sorry.
Fact check.
I have to ask, are we talking about the guy that called you, that was like, now it's time for me to go beast mode on the Asians?
Yeah!
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, I asked, what are some good Telegram channels for me to follow? And then somebody was like, I'm listening to you right now, and I'm going to tell my clients never to trust Asian people.
All right, okay.
That was amazing.
I was like, what the fuck?
No. Here's the thing. Guys, I need to stop you all here.
Okay.
Because I did a deep dive on this guy.
Okay. Wait, it's a guy? I thought it was a woman.
No, it's a guy. It's a guy. It's a guy. No. Okay. So here's the thing. All right, I'm going to share the tab. All right, so this is the original conversation. Now, I hate to have to say it because he deleted his account.
Oh, no.
I know, dude. It really.
I need to start screen capping this shit more often.
I know, but well, here's the thing. So I do have it. Do you want to share my screen that I have here?
Yeah. Hang on a second.
Okay. So here's the original discussion. Now,
right.
It is what Telegram feeds like. I'm listening to you right now in advance and advising all my Jewish clients not to trust Asians anymore.
I'm like, what the what? What do I have to do with Asian people? It took me a couple of minutes, and then I realized, they're listening to the Escape from Plan A podcast that I had with Teen the other day. Yeah.
He's listening to that now. Okay, I need to hold on. I'm gonna stop sharing here because here's the thing. So I started looking into this guy, right? Because instantly I'm totally confused. Like, what is going on with his profile? It's got this weird picture, like it looks like a drawing of like a woman.
Yeah.
But it's like the shittiest drawing I think I've ever seen.
And then I realized he's drawing his own pictures. Like,
yeah, he's drawing his own pictures. But it gets better, right? So hold on. Here is the. So the first thing I saw, right? This is. Let me share this. Sorry, I was not prepared for this. I would have ordinarily had
everything at the ready. Yeah.
At the ready, but unfortunately, okay. Here we go. So this is what I see, and the first thing I think, like these are all of his pictures. They're all like shit like this, like weird that he's hand drawn himself. Okay. It's this blonde chick, and it's like all this like really deep lore.
What the fuck
is happening here?
I'm so sad that I didn't screen.
Hold on. Those socks is some kind of military regalia. What is going on?
I don't know what this is.
Why does it say UP and then a little sailboat? Like, okay.
Dude, did you hold? I'm sorry, you found evil Henry Darger.
No. No, I looked into this, right? Like, I'm not kidding. Like, this is okay. So I like, there's more, right? There's so much more. He's all of these pictures. This weird. You know what it is? Have you guys ever heard of Empress Teresa?
No.
It's this guy. His name is like Norman Bouton. He's this like Catholic sicko, and he wrote his own. Basically like fanfic about his like dream girl who runs like her own like weird Catholic country. It's mostly known for the fact that he got into like
okay, I'm looking at this. Empress Teresa by Norman Bouton.
He got into this insane 900,000 like post argument on like a writing forum where everyone was like, dude, your book sucks dick. It's terrible. It's the worst book ever written. And he just was like, in classic format, he's like just yelling at her like, oh, like she's like, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. This is the art level in Empress Teresa, by the way. This is what led me to think he hand did all of his own art for it, like very Henry Darger.
I love the cut of her suit.
Oh,
I love the cut of her dress blues that emphasize that like
her big naturals.
You can see the full outline of her.
Oh
tits
yep.
in her dress blues.
Oh, dude, and it is 100%. I unfortunately I cut it off, but his has even worse. Like it legit, she has like tits like a Renaissance statue, where it's like bolt-ons on like a bodybuilder. It looks weird. I will be able to find a picture of it because. So here's the thing. I look it up, and basically all of this, his whole profile is tied around this micronation that he invented called Urbana Parks or
Uraba Parks
in Melbourne.
Oh, he's Australian?
Oh, he's Australian. Oh, yeah.
Oh, why didn't you just say so? Why didn't you just start with that?
Well, he's an Australian who is trained. He's an accountant. He's an Australian who's trained in England as an accountant. Okay. Super into like he paid the like official heraldic master of the Tower of London to make his own heraldry. I'll see if I can find the guy. Yeah, he's okay, here we go. His name is Danny Rakovolis. I feel a little weird, but like it's all public, all online. He's a 38 to 39-year-old accountant in Melbourne that basically bought his own property, established a nonprofit, and is now like LARPing it as a country online. It's incredible. It's one of the most insane things. And here's the wildest part about it. He has how do I put this? He has a constitution, right? Like I'll pull it up here. God, I really need. I'll find it because the level of detail on this is completely insane.
We found this isn't just a guy. This is like Australian Varg.
Yeah, no, it's worse than that. It's like he lives in this like this is. The full, like I said, like weird bolt-ons.
Yep.
How the fuck did this guy find me?
I have no idea how you two crossed paths. He has like a introductory speech.
I'm sorry, I didn't think anything about it. He was like, "Can you connect me with Q?" And I was like you seem.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Yeah.
By the way,
I didn't think it through. I hadn't seen the illustration.
This introductory speech and memorandum, which I think he needs to file with the Australian government as an official statement, because it's a non-profit or a not-for-profit, 278 pages long.
Oh. Jesus tits.
278 pages of non-stop insanity. Hold on, I gotta this was a whole thing. No.
278 pages?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. I just have to know, what is his business that he's warning? What does he do for a living that he has Jewish clients?
He's an accountant.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, he's an accountant. He's whatever the equivalent of a CPA. Now, okay, I need to give you.
Supposed to be then he's supposed to be their client. Damn it, that's our thing.
Everything's upside down in Australia.
They got Australian rap artists with black accountants. Fucking Iggy Azalea is just getting fucking fleeced by her African American accountant.
It's like Avner Netanyahu winning third place at the World Bible Championship. No, but so this guy, right? I wish I because by the way, once we found out about him, he deleted all of his social media accounts, all of them.
Oh no!
Yeah, he pulled out hard, but all of his profile pictures. I wish I had saved a picture because they're all like, Meghan Markle is a fucking disgrace. The British crown is in shambles, right? Like, she's huge for Charles and Camilla. He loves Prince Charles and Camilla.
King Charles.
Excuse me.
Get it right. Yeah.
Now, I want you to
The
ask you a question.
Constitution as in force at 5 March 2020.
Yeah,
what does that even mean?
No, because he filed this. He filed his Constitution. This, by the way, is 392 pages. And
Jesus.
And as an attorney, like the first thing I'm going to do is be like, well, I'm sure most of this is like boilerplate, not-for-profit stuff. So I start spinning through it, like I'm going crazy. And I'm like, no, this is all custom.
It's all original writing.
It's all original writing. This mad lad literally wrote out like the Constitution of his insane country in full legal text. This must have taken him years.
I think it's, can I just say, it's more fucked up when a guy like this, like, legitimately has a job and has a salary and pays, like, he has an office that he goes to. He is a contributor. It's like, imagine if like fucking Chris Chan was your realtor. It's literally the same thing. Like someone who does this stuff is not supposed to like be in the world. They're not supposed to be like a professional that you have to talk to. And they're what's your hourly rate? Okay,
imagine
it's the classic, unassuming superhero kind of thing. By day, by night. He's doing his ordinary thing, helping his,
this guy wakes up in the morning, puts his pants on one leg at a time, goes to the office, puts in his 8 hours, and then goes home and then writes this shit.
Yeah.
You're right. That is insane.
Now, here's the question, right? I want you to picture the kind of guy that is obsessed with heraldry, loves King Charles, loves Camilla, hates Meghan Markle. If you don't like it, there's the door, simple as. Imagine that kind of guy, right? Makes his own country, has his own constitution. Let me ask you a question. First things on the Constitution, what do you think it's going to be?
Oh, can we have multiple choice?
What is the last thing you expect? How about a land acknowledgement?
That drawing is
that shit is so racist. Oh my god.
I saw it, and someone was like, he has a land acknowledgement, and I'm like, I know he doesn't. I'm like, you didn't tell me he had.
Oh my god.
I looked at this, like, if you look at an ancient Greek drawing of like what's it called, like
on like an amphora,
like a Kushite looks like. Like just a Greek guy.
And this jet black Aborigine doll holding his logo is wearing the merch. He's wearing the flare.
No, not of his country. He's wearing the flare of the Aboriginal nation. Like he's got like the T-shirt.
That UP thing on the shorts, isn't that the Urabura Parks thing?
Yep. No, it is. But the shirt.
But the shirt has the Aboriginal flag. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then he's the official logo, which by the way includes the Australian business number, like the
oh my god. He incorporated the business number into the heraldry?
Hold on. Let's not take away the agency of this man holding it.
Yeah.
The man with the spear.
And by the way, the Araba Parks Proprietary Limited acknowledges the traditional ownership of the Wiradjuri Nation upon whose ancestral lands the Araba Street Reserve is now located. As well as Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities throughout Australia. We would also like to pay respects to all Indigenous elders, past, present, and emerging, acknowledging them as the traditional custodians of knowledge for these lands.
It's amazing. It's amazing that he wrote that, but like the illustration is like if you asked Roger Sterling to draw you a Wojak.
Like. I was on the 8th with Saturday the other day. Just on Wednesday.
Oh my god!
On the atrium, we got off together at Penn Station. Yeah.
I also I need to find because there's one other he included.
Oh my! I'm imagining that fucking Aboriginal dude like singing "My Old Kentucky Home" on that one episode of Mad Men.
I also like who the charity is designed to help. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Adults age 25 to under 65. Adults 65 and over.
So every
females. Hold on, females as a separate class.
Yes.
And males too.
Oh, okay.
Males, financially disadvantaged people, the general community in Australia. People with chronic illness.
Leaving someone out.
He's here for people with long COVID. If you have long COVID and you would like to move to the Araba Parks Limited,
if you this is for people with fibromyalgia. They finally.
You know who it doesn't include? Who? I don't see Jews.
Oh my God, you're right.
And no, you can't just say people with chronic illness. And say
you can't just say people with Tay-Sachs disease. Sorry, no, you got to spell it out.
This is my favorite, completely baffling page in the Constitution where it's just his, like, it's this random old man with like Korean writing. Nothing else on the page is in Korean. I don't know why.
Hold on, who is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
It's his grandfather. Like, I don't know. I don't understand. Like, every part of it is like, it's a complete mystery. And my favorite is his early and personal life. His mom was like a Greek, and his father is this like insane Slovak who he's like never met. In his primary school years, Rakovolis operated a micronation. His name is Daniel, by the way, and his name is Danland. Which they should have stuck with Danland, dude. That is which operated an orienteering competition during school lunchtime. Which is such like a...
What is an orienteering competition?
Do you know orienteering, right?
You know orienteering. Weren't you ever in Boy Scouts?
No. Oh, is it like telling directions?
Yeah, it's basically like mapping around and like putting flags in like the school, which it just sells to me this boy whose dream it is to like run this country. He's like he has like almost like a Mussolini childhood, but like he doesn't live in a time when he can really rise to that occasion. So instead, he just like goes to Britain, becomes like an accountant, and then just like starts his own weird like micronation that he just hangs out with other guys on the internet.
Yeah, dude, I miss people like this so fucking bad because it's like. Like, like Q, like in 2005, 2006, if you were like on forums and shit, this wasn't a common type of guy. Definitely not.
No.
But like, you were more likely to run into people who weren't so like, things weren't like so strictly partisan that people fall on like easy to predict sides of every issue. You would have more people who were like genuinely insane. And
you would have like insane like libertarians that lived out in Oregon somewhere, like in rural Oregon.
Like a libertarian who also thinks that like 3/4 of America should be a reservation. Outside of American law.
I swear to God, if this guy was just born too late, is what it was. He should have been Patty Roy Bates.
It has the Orthodox cross on top of what appear to be Chinese characters. I do not speak.
I don't know what it says. Listen, any
what it says.
Any Chinese speakers in the audience, please help us out here.
We've already alienated those fuckers.
On top of because again, imagine this guy is like your accountant and he calls you up. You're like a Jewish guy. And you're like, hey, like how's it going? How's it going, Dan? He's like, listen, I got to drop some knowledge on you. He's like, what? You know those Asian people? You know them? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, can't trust him. Can't trust him. And he's like, Daniel, I don't have it on good authority. I don't understand what you mean. He's like, don't worry, dude. Don't worry. Patriots are in control. Camilla is in control.
You know what the last stop for this guy, like the last time period he could have been born and risen to power and like been happy in? The absolute last stop. The latest he could have been born is this guy had the makings of like a great American general in World War II. Either like one of the worst one of the worst Axis generals or one of the best American ones?
Or he's like
I was gonna say maybe like in the late 19th century, before like Europe had completely solidified its. This is a guy that would have made out like a fucking bandit during the Crimean War.
No, here's what I'm thinking.
I think his tent and his tent or his barracks or whatever the general would have gotten to bunk in would have been very private, and only the most special members of his unit would get to go there and see his memorabilia and have late night conversations with him, and it would have been a very special thing to be in his inner circle.
He would have. Here's the thing. Imagine, here's the alternate history, right? The British Empire breaks apart in like 1912. Then they get absolutely stomped on in World War One. And then like a Francoist British Empire emerges in like 4 years. He would be their Franco.
Yeah.
Like an Australian lunatic that just like shows up and is just like runs it into the ground. Amazing. He loves Greece too, by the way.
You know what? No, I actually got he's the perfect guy that, remember the Portuguese king, Emperor João, that ended up moving to Brazil?
Yeah.
Okay, if Emperor João had this dude's energy, like, they would have all of South America speaking Portuguese.
Yeah. Like, I think, like, in the 1800s, like, absolutely, this guy, there's no way he's not a success. But, yeah, I'm going to say 1890 would be the latest he could be born and, like, achieve notoriety. Talk about a bad roll of the dice. He's literally like the only guy of his type that I've encountered. Yeah, the only one. The only one.
Well, not quite, because
wasn't made for these times.
Here's the thing. He the official nation of Uraba Parks has a formal relation with another fake country.
Oh no! Oh my god!
Called the Empire of Imvrasia.
What?
It is in the Eurozone, which I love.
They're following the Gunther doctrine.
He literally is Gunther. It is. Imvrasia has its own website, and like it's all in Greek. It's another Greek guy. I do not know.
Imvrasia.
Yeah, it's unfortunately, unlike Daniel, he has a little, like, I think this guy might actually have like a professional career, like a real professional career. So he has like a fake pseudonym that he hides behind.
I thought you meant me for a second. Sorry.
Called.
No. You have a real career, right?
Yeah. So you like
arguably.
You can't, like, somebody can't find. You're also like 40 years old at this point, 45 years old. You're still updating your fake micronation page. Like, yeah, you need to go, dude.
Hold on, Principality era? In the first year of the state's existence, efforts for diplomatic oh my god. Government of Imbrasia proceeded to reorganize the Heptarchy of New Heraclea, an inactive Hellenic micronation in Chalkidiki, Greece. Dude, you lost me.
This is like insane. And there's like a whole community of these guys.
Holy shit.
Dude.
No, I'm looking at the links.
Look at these foreign orders, dude. All of these guys.
Order of the Double-Headed Eagle, the Vukfalian Order, the Chancellor.
These are all fake, like, countries, like micronations.
Oh my God. Knight First Class of the Unironic Order of the Golden Dragon.
Huh?
That's, it's right there at the top. I feel like the Order of the Golden Dragon has some choice views on Israel. I'll put it to you like that. My God.
I mean them completely unironically.
Oh man, this is
maybe it's unironic, but it reads as unironic.
Yeah,
as someone who didn't spend a lot of time on the internet.
Oh God, no.
There are so many guys.
This is the other guy who I believe has a custom hat made for his insane micronation.
My God.
It's Mike D from the Beastie Boys.
Tell me, hold on, I'm willing to bet money that
Okay,
the cross,
shouldn't be-
the
I
medal
should-
he's
all right,
wearing
I'm
is
gonna-
also custom.
I'm gonna go back because he's 17, and I feel a
Okay.
little bad. Like, I think like
Yeah.
at a certain stage, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
listen, man. When you like one day you're gonna look back, like your frat brothers are gonna find out about this, and you are gonna take so much shit.
Dude, you're gonna get.
This-
They're
oh
gonna
my
haze the
God.
fuck out of you.
They're gonna literally call you like the president for this. It's bad, dude.
What,
no, like-
okay, what do you think is worse? Like, I'm gonna put you in a hypothetical. Let's say you have a 62-year-old semi-retired contract lawyer father. You are home for Thanksgiving. You walk in on him on his iPad, sorry. What would you rather walk in on him working on? Would you rather see him making one of those Bugs Bunny memes that's like, I wish all sex workers a very money, or writing the own wikia for the foreign policy of his micronation?
Oh, dude,
That's like this.
Dude, that's probably a way that you would bond with your father. Like, I
Yeah.
would have, you would be like,
Yeah.
like I love, like my dad and I bonded over like whether or not we should have our weird made up countries join the Eurozone, like whether or not it's better to be like.
Is it weird that I actually walked in my dad doing both? I mean, if you know my dad, it's not weird, but I mean, for
He's
Well, no,
a
I mean,
very
your dad-
accomplished man in that, he already was, but
I mean, your
Yeah.
dad is has won the Grand Cross of Luxembourg, and the Grand Commander of the Order of the Rampant Lion, which is like,
and he wears it well.
Mm.
I mean, it's dope.
yeah,
It's-
Knight of the Most Excellent Order of the Yellow Dragons. Which, man, that sounds like
Yeah,
like the
that-
kind of thing you would be worried. Like Dan would be like worried, like telling his clients to watch out for. Like, you happen to see a member of the Knight of the Yellow Dragons, you watch out for that one, okay? This. I'm going to say, like, because I know that Brian Quimby is doing a show, like, Guys. I don't know if
This is a guy. This is definitely
Yes,
a guy.
this is definitely a guy.
this is like if you're too on the spectrum for like the paradox community. You're like, no,
Yeah.
I gotta like you've gotten too good at like Kaiserreich, and you're like, I gotta get that like harder shit. This is like fentanyl for Kaiser.
Yeah, this is like this is a terrible branching path you can take if you get into Civ a little bit too early in life. Hold on, I got another one for you here, and that was this this parody of the BBC. I told you it was coming, and now it's here.
Oh, good. I was worried I joined after we were done talking about it.
Good evening from London. Here are some news from the war in Gaza. Israel has bombed a hospital, killing hundreds of innocent people. More. Much better. With more details, our Middle East correspondent, Harry Whitegilt.
Good evening, Rachel, from the illegal colony of Tel Aviv. Israeli officials has denied bombing the hospital, but we have video footage showing...
No, hold on. First of all,
season of Portlandia fucking sucks, dude. What the fuck?
what voice is that?
yeah, it's are they? I don't know if they're trying to do like a regular like British accent or what.
It's like Lord Varus if he was in like.
Well,
Yeah.
it looks like the kids in the hall from the Hell World. There's the woman is Kevin McDonald, and that's Scott Thompson with the microphone. Except they're not funny, and they have no chemistry, and it's terribly written.
You know, the woman kind of looks like the ADA from Law and Order SVU.
Hold on. Why does this guy look a little bit like Fred Armisen?
He does
Oh
look-
my,
yeah.
yeah, he does.
Or John Denver.
Yeah, all I'm gonna say is, Portlandia might have Portlandia viewership fell off.
Mhm.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's rough, dude. Yeah,
what really happened indeed.
Oh, that's a funny gag.
Well, that's good.
Like,
Absolutely shocking, Harry.
Yeah, we got this video from Hamas, the most credible, not terrorist organization in the world. I'm sorry, Rachel. I've got some terrible news. The United States Pentagon says it has evidence Israel did not bomb the hospital.
Wait, what? What? Well, I guess it's going to be one of those things we can never be sure about. Like how the Jews knew about 9/11 and did not go to work that day.
No, they just published recording of Hamas freedom fighters admitting they were the one who fired the missiles by mistake.
إذا تقول يا أولهم أنا أريد تتيل شلانو على بيت خليم شل عتسمينو.
يا الله بسيدر لو نرى أولاي هيو شما كما هو مهم.
Oh my god.
Well, I guess we'll never know exactly what happened.
This is fucking good.
لولو زي نحن.
It's just going to stay a mystery.
شو ميستري يا مجنونين؟ زي نحن لقمر يا نحن.
But it's still Israel's fault, indeed.
Oh, I'm so glad they landed that one.
Of course,
because the Israeli blockade prevented Hamas from getting proper functioning missiles, and this is why tragic accidents like this happens indeed.
Thank you so much, Harry. Good night, everyone, and remember, Israel is ISIS.
You can't make that joke if, like, you're saying, like, these protests are ISIS. Like,
you can't make that joke if you were caught yourself doctoring an audio recording of Hamas guy. You can't make that joke.
I don't know. I think we found the third mic for Cumtown, guys. I'm being honest here. Oh yeah, this is that guy.
I quote tweeted Naftali Bennett a few hours ago, who said something like, I know that a lot of you Jews out there in the diaspora like to go to rallies and chant from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. I'm sure it makes you feel very good about yourselves. But actually, let me tell you, and I tweeted that, like, I was having these very unpleasant flashbacks to when I was at Zionist summer camp, and my Israeli madrachim, which is the Hebrew word for counselors, would do these skits, or at least, no, sorry, in his case, in the Naftali Bennett case, it was reminding me when they would, like, our counselors who were just out of the Israeli army or just heading into it, would sort of give us these lectures in sort of with this sort of affected, over-the-top Israeli sarcasm that wasn't funny at all and not persuasive, basically to be like, you coddled diaspora little Jew kids need to listen to us about what life is really like in the roughest neighborhood in the world. And this is giving me nasty flashbacks to, like, watching my Israeli counselors try to be funny at the campfire.
Oh god.
Yeah. And just not being able to get the dryness of Jewish North American humor and not being able to get irony. And so it's just over the top, like whatever they're doing, they do it in a kind of minstrelly sort of drag.
It's like your church elders trying to, like, I don't know how many people in the audience like went to evangelical church as a youth like I did, but it's like when the church elders try to do comedy. And it's like, oh my god, you guys are not. How did you grow up on Kids in the Hall and end up like this?
So your counselors were like Amy Schumer, is what you're saying?
No, but Amy Schumer was a nice diaspora Jew. I'm talking about Israelis who would come over.
Can you imagine, like, Israelis
Israeli
watching
Hebrew names, like with Hebrew names like Barak and Gal, which are strong nature words like storm and thunder and lightning. These are, not Nebuchadnezzar, Jewish names like Daniel and Felix.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I've seen like churchy comedy, but there's like a charm to it, kind of sometimes. Yes. Like not all the time. There are certainly like tons of fucking psychos in every type of church, but there is often like a Flandersy charm. But
they're in a room.
Usually when they have like the Christmas play, it's usually done by the Flanders guy. Like
exactly.
They always put the Flanders guy, and they don't put like the tooth, like the fucking knife grinding sicko.
Yeah, exactly. But like Daniel hit the nail on the head, where like for the Israeli trying to do comedy, they're so divorced from like nuance or like contradiction or
even like any introspection, all the things that like make an abstract or even not that abstract joke work and make the concept of humor, modern humor, work at all, they're totally divorced from. And so all their entire comedic approach is just to hit you over the head as hard as possible. And instead of something that like makes you think about like, you know, some weird thing that you do or some like socially maladroit or morally fucked up thing that everyone does, it's just like beating you over the head with like, we like the Arabs who rape everyone. Yeah.
Okay, like the other day, Rory, and he's been a bit of a positive influence on me to try to like take shit less seriously. Because
I'm gonna just delete fucking Telegram off your phone. It's Discord for OSINT freaks.
Yes.
But hold on.
Gotta say, it's indignant and smug at the same time. And
No, it is. But hold on. Okay, the other day. Well, first of all, like, dude, I don't know how it is that people like come from another country and just like talk to you like you're just a piece of shit. Like every time I've seen Israelis come and give a talk, like, whether it's on like video or like literally have like been at like temple with somebody and seen this happen, they just come over and talk to you like you're a piece of shit. Yeah, like how fucking dare you just not do enough for us? What are you? You're fucking pussy. Are you broke? Like why aren't you giving us money? And I'm like, Jesus, like I don't let my Jamaican relatives come over here and talk to me like that.
One of my favorite Norman Finkelstein episodes ever was he was on Katie Halper's show 2 years ago, I think. And just in the middle of some conversation, obviously we weren't at a crisis point like we're at now. It was just in the middle of the skull crushing status quo that's obtained for the past 20 years. I forget what the exact context was, but he went off on one of his Norm-like sort of discourses on how Israelis are the worst tourists in the world. And he's like, no, I'm serious. Every country you ask me, they hate them.
Yes.
They they tense up when they come through. They know it's going to be terrible. And he rattled up. But he was just, in his Norm kind of way, like, just
they're terrible.
Daniel, the first time I ever heard about like the concept of what an Israeli like personally is like or anything, like we didn't go to Zionist like summer camp or anything in my family. I went to like a regular sleepaway camp as a little kid. I expressly asked to like go to not Jewish camp. I got to go. It was awesome. It was awesome. But my brother and sister had summer jobs like just at like the JCC like day camp, right? And I remember one day they were coming home and they were like talking about this like awful Israeli coworker they had who is just like incredibly rude to the kids, like my brother and sister, for like no reason. Like just being the thing of like being sarcastic inside for just no conceivable reason. And like my dad was explaining to me when I was like 7, he's like, oh yeah, Israelis are like really rude and fucking stupid. It was like the first time I ever like heard of them, and I was like, oh, that makes sense.
They come by it honestly, so just steer clear of them.
Yeah,
I should say, just to be fair and generous where it's appropriate. Those summer camp days were some of the best of my life. It was a wonderful place. It was modeled on a kibbutz model. I loved that summer camp. I was a counselor there. I became a program director there. I feel very conflicted about the amount of time I spent debating the merits of Zionism as a youth, but and the Israelis had qualities that made them extremely charming in their own way, but comedy and irony and the ability to honestly debate all of these issues were not
just completely lost.
Right. No. I think the idea of a Jewish summer camp that like isn't Zionist is great. I think like all kids should go to fucking sleepaway camp like as soon as they can. I think it's an amazing fucking thing.
It sounds to me like this is unearthed. This is like a gold mine for comedy that just hasn't been explored. That shit sounds really funny to me.
Oh, I write musical theater, you know that.
Yeah.
And it is a musical. It's called, you could call it sexual Zionism, because essentially what happens is they get you when you're young and then they get you when you're pubescent.
Oh, okay. Is that why they're always posting like pictures and videos of those like hot IDF soldiers?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, a huge part of the appeal. And again, I'll say it again. I liked a lot of my Israeli counselors. I loved a lot of my Israeli friends over there. I'm not maligning the people, but the culture itself sucks.
Yeah.
No,
because I used to think to myself, like, who is this shit for? Yeah.
Yeah, the attractiveness of the Israeli is a key part of the Zionist pitch. You see, and this goes all the way back to Vladimir Jabotinsky. The settler Zionists were very clear that this, the disgusting, sniveling, pale, frail, nebbishy, studious, bookish ghetto Jew is bin dead. It's time for the new Jew just
he's
dropped,
hit the
basically.
gym. He's taking Anavar.
He's taking it, but he's also like dancing to EDM for no fucking reason on TikTok.
His women are beautiful and tough.
Yeah,
they're named after a kind of fruit that's spiky on the outside and sweet and chewy on the inside.
Yeah, and dancing to like Brazilian funk music with like the floss dance or some shit that a black kid invented in like 2014.
Did you guys see that TikTok of like the Israeli barracks right before the invasion?
Yeah,
and they were all dancing. I don't know, Melanie, if you could find that, because it's literally like if you've ever seen like a scrawny white kid freak the fuck out and dance. It's the exact dance.
Yeah,
they're just throwing their arms around to like glitchcore. I can imagine that, like that U.S. general was just like, whatever happens in Gaza, that's all Israel. We have nothing to do with that. As he was leaving, like as the invasion was starting, I guarantee you that was the first thing he saw. He got out of, like the troop carrier, just saw that guy like doing like fucking like jumping in the air, like clicking his heels together, and was like, you know what?
Dude, this marine psycho, this like force expedition guy who has more body than the top 3 tobacco companies. He walks in, he sees the Israeli battle plans that are just like the Fortnite map with points of interest they can drop into, and then watches like the Israeli stop, drop, and roll dance, and is like, they actually like didn't let me inside. I was late.
Yeah,
I didn't see anything. We have nothing to do with this.
They're lining up to get like fucking like elf bars from like a Russian gangster outside, and they're like looking at like Temu ammo or armor that's like breaking. They've got like one magazine between 3 guys. He's like, I think they're good. I don't know.
The literal butcher of Fallujah is like, all's well that ends well. Different strokes for different folks. Whatever.
Look, the Merkava, it's innovative. I'll tell you that. It's the trophy system. I mean, that's got to be a thing that works. They sure did put effort into that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just going back to like what you were talking about, Daniel, with like the sexuality, as part of the Israeli public image. Like, obviously, that's a huge thing with Birthright is the combination of like these sort of very morbid, very vivid reenactments of the Holocaust for like very young pubescent kids, 13, 14, 15-year-olds, that is followed by what, on the Israeli side, they hope for the people leading the Birthright tours will be their first sexual experience. And it's a 100%. Marriage of these like two things that they want both for them to pick up the Israeli concept of Holocaust victims and the general Jewish victim to be like, don't be fucking weak. Don't be a pussy. Don't be like one of these. Kill them before they fucking kill you. This is a zero-sum game. And also like this, you are becoming a man or a woman. You're going to associate this with one of the most important, greatest moments of your life. It's a really cynical thing, but I also think that that sexualized image is as much for like 13-year-old Jewish kids as it is for like middle-aged men.
Oh, absolutely.
Like middle-aged Gentile guys in America.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
no, especially at this point with the Israeli, you want to look at some of the worst social media, activity on the planet. Look at what the Israeli government is putting out these days with, they're putting out this propaganda of cute Israeli soldiers and all this. And it's clearly at this point for dudes, in America who are undecided or whatever.
Yeah. Like, did you see the imitation of Inglorious Bastards?
Yes.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah,
but I had to say, when I saw that, the first thought I had was, you know what, Quentin, you kind of set them up.
Yeah.
Your movie could not have been more easily co-opted by a single group on this planet. It was made for this moment. Even though I love the movie on its own terms, but aren't there pictures of him going to visit Israeli soldiers on the front line?
Yeah. He's a huge Zionist. Doesn't he? I think he lives in Israel now, doesn't he?
He lives in Israel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Him and Brent Ratner?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
well, we know why Brett Ratner is in Israel.
No, Quentin's just over there because like he's in the Doja Cat forums.
Can you
just
imagine?
He in the racial chats where she's showing feet.
Can you just imagine like Quentin Tarantino like trying to like hang out in like Tel Aviv, just like like a place even less hospitable than like LA. Just like, oh my God.
No, I think he's just a little bit too weird for that.
And then you got these Arab motherfuckers.
Jews.
Dude, can I just say that the Bear Jew for like 14 years now has been one of the most reliable indicators that if someone uses it as their Abby on any online thing, that they are annoying as fucking shit.
Oh my God, yeah.
Also the way they didn't even have a baseball bat for that. Like it's just like they just pulled up like
it's just a dowel. Yeah.
Break a table.
It's a table. Like, and here's the other. I mean, I guess there's one thing that's kind of on point with that, which is that I'm assuming that whoever is like filming that was on their side. So him just like. Not just friendly firing his own side, but like melee killing his own side. That stuck with me.
I think the way that none of them have armor. Like,
I want to talk about the fact
guys.
that they have, like, I don't know what it is. Every time I see footage of Israeli soldiers smoking, it pisses me off as a former smoker because it seems like they don't want to commit to smoking.
I think they all.
I don't know what it is, but like the way they smoke their cigarettes is just like, no, just take a fucking drag, take a real drag,
take an actual drag. Yeah.
I think they all vape. That's the thing. They vape, really, but it's like you can't have like your badass Inglorious Bastards scene where it's like a Mila or whatever, just like or like one of those like big old ones where it just makes that huge cloud of vape. Yeah. It would look really fucking bad.
What are Brad Pitt's politics? Do you think they could pay him off to do a video?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
And I will have my Arab skulls.
Yeah. I don't know. They could pay
Palestinian skulls.
Hey, listen up! I've been hearing a little bit about this guy, the Grand Mufti of look, we're gonna do Gallipoli too on these motherfuckers.
Me and Maury, we're actually like honestly, we're going to write this treatment. It's gonna happen, right? Which is like, it's a period film about like what if Adolf Hitler and the Grand Mufti were just besties. You know?
Dude,
that
like,
is one of
Adolf Hitler became anti-Semitic because of
the Grand Mufti.
He's like, I think they're all right, guys. You know, whatever. It's not a big deal. And he's like,
no.
Adolf, let me tell you.
Listen, my brother Adolf. Let me tell you about these Jews. And then we gotta have like the downfall bunker scene, or like someone is tasked with someone gets the unfortunate task of having to like go into Hitler's room. Mein Führer, I forgot to inform you, the Grand Mufti, he is dead, mein Führer. And then you had that fucking epic scene where he starts like screaming and cursing out his top lieutenants.
Trembling.
Yeah.
Dude, because again, like it's really wild just to see like how, I mean, first off, it's incredibly hilarious with that downfall bunker scene. When I was in Poland, I went to like one of Hitler's like weird bunker complexes for when he was on the Eastern Front. By the way, can I just say, Adolf Hitler running the war during the Eastern Front was working a part-time job. Like legit.
What?
They had his schedule. Like they actually laid out, like, here was what the Fuhrer's day was like. And it was just like, wakes up at 9 a.m., reads letters for an hour, takes the dog on a walk for 2 hours, has a meeting, has a 4-hour lunch.
Hold on. So they should have had like a TikTok influencer video, like day in the life running the Third Reich.
You can tell he was fucking zooted on amphetamines because it's like, then he has dinner for 2 hours, then he has another after dinner meeting. Then he like watches movies with his boys until like 4 a.m.
Oh my god.
It's like
he like obviously he's in the period where he's getting diminishing returns on amphetamines, and he's doing that amphetamine guy thing of like, actually I can spend half the time on something and get twice the results because I'm even more focused. Pressure makes diamonds. But I'm always reminded of one of my favorite jokes Matt has made. When he says, during this time, the rest of Nazi high command was actively searching for Hagar the Horrible. instead of being like literally, instead of like being like, oh, holy shit, guys, like the fucking siege failed, like we're kind of fucked. Like what are we gonna do here? They're just like, wait, do we have a line on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
They're off like searching for like mystic runes and shit. Yeah,
dude, they were playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla in real life. Like, losing an existential part of the war.
Well, it's like,
anyone hear Mutuals with Broomhilda?
So like my favorite is like the Wunderweapon program at the end of the war, because you imagine there's like towards the end of the war there had to be like one like Heinz Gadarian guy that's like just sitting there with like 15 phones, like trying to be like, we need every 15-year-old out of school on the front lines. He's like trying to run everything. He's fucking exhausted. And then like in the room next to it in the Fuhrer bunker, there's just two guys. They're like, what if we tied a rocket to a tank? Yeah. What if we made a gun that was really big? Basically, like they literally sat down and on the whiteboard they just like took like get a plane, like, and then at the end they wrote, and then the pilot like escapes using like a parachute. And like, we work the middle in. We'll work it from there. It's like, can we put explosives on it? What if we had like a rocket car? Would a rocket car work?
By the way, like what the fuck did Nazi Germany have against their pilots, dude? Oh, they were trying to kill every single pilot they could.
It was because
they had a plane that like it could break the sound barrier or reach it, but do nothing else. And they're like, all right, let's deploy this into combat. It's like, for what?
For what?
I would say because it was the guy in charge of the, Hermann Göring. By the way, the head of the Luftwaffe, who, by the way, the most understated, just evil guy.
Evil gay guy.
Like, at an interpersonal.
Göring's granddaughter contacted my father. We wrote about it in the book.
What?
Whoa!
It's in the book. She contacted him, or maybe no. I'm sorry. They were put in contact by someone who mutually knew them. She's a trauma healer, a therapist who has she's worked for years to purge her grandfather from her system. She did like psychedelics and had like a whole encounter with his like the evil residue of him in her, and they had her and my dad, who was born in the Budapest ghetto and whose grandparents died in Auschwitz. They had a beautiful long conversation and are now, what you could call friends. It was this ridiculous piece of anyway,
that's amazing.
Isn't it?
That's insane.
It's kind of miraculous.
Yeah, dude, damn.
We wrote about it at the top of at the end of the first chapter on healing in the Myth of Normal, because just the idea that It's not going to happen for everybody, but it's always possible.
Yeah, that is
You
like literally the granddaughter of like, without exaggeration, one of the most evil people to ever fucking live.
Correct. Correct.
That's.
Could you imagine what that dude must have smelled like?
Imagine being what is.
No, I'm serious. Like, I don't know if you knew this, but he had because of his morphine addiction, he had like just a like. Let me put this.
Speaking of twink death.
He was the first conventionally attractive guy in a modern sense to get insanely fucking fat. And he did that while being addicted to heroin, basically.
Which how do you even do that? What the? It's supposed to make you lose weight.
Well, it can happen because it fucks up your metabolism.
That's if you're homeless, Q.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, it's almost like like. Sorry, go ahead, Bento.
If you're a junkie and you're homeless and you have no money to eat, then yes, you will lose weight rapidly. But if you have a stable job, which Goring had, you can.
Well, it's more than stable. I mean, my favorite moments was that. So Hermann Goring became like the head of like the Prussian Council of State. And like literally to become a member of that council, you literally had to buy him like gold bars. He was like, my favorite gift, bullion.
Gold bullion?
Like, yeah, no, like, and it wasn't even like a behind the scenes deal. It's like people would complain to like the higher command, like, hey, like I really don't want to spend like a third of my salary buying Hermann Goring gold.
Oh
like,
my god!
He was such a queen. Like he was like a genuinely horrible person. Like at just a pure interpersonal level.
Yeah.
Like genuinely seems like the least likable person. Like
no, but no, I was saying like he must have smelled fucking awful because the dude because of his heroin addiction, he had like horrible constipation. Like his shits probably had like right angles in it, and apparently like towards like the latter part of his life, he was becoming incontinent.
Felix, are you a Game of Thrones guy?
Yeah.
He's Robert Baratheon of the Nazi Party.
That is, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, literally that. Yeah, literally that. Like, a huge part of his function of state was like, just literally. Well, he's Robert Baratheon and Tony Soprano because that job you're describing, it's literally just to operate the skim off of all industry in Germany.
Yeah.
Like insane. Absolutely.
Oh, I don't know. It sounds pretty good because I mean his previous role as I believe like he was what was it? The master of the German forests in like 1930. Like that's like the king's game.
Smokey the Bear.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about like his trial and then execution and his incarceration. They didn't make it to execution, of course. He
committed suicide. Yeah.
Yeah, he illicitly got some cyanide. But before that, to put him on trial, they had to like wean him off morphine, which I always thought was funny because it's like, okay, obviously, like the argument is like he has to be of like sound mind to assist his own defense. But it is like, okay, there's this just like fucking insanely out of shape guy who's been doing a shitload of morphine every day for 25 fucking years. And there's no way that you aren't executing him at the end of this. Like,
let him grill. Come on.
Give him a
just let him go cold turkey. Yeah.
It's like when Ricky from Trailer Park Boys had to like defend himself. He's like, look, I can't defend myself if I don't have smoked some booze, okay? Like, all right, fine, whatever. Like,
they'd be like, Herman, this is an intervention. We really care about you. Okay, we want you to get clean. We're going to take you into this room. There's going to be a lot of people who know you, are going to be reminding you of who you are and the things you've done. And you just really need to be clean when that happens. And after it, there'll be
a firing squad.
Yeah. Do you think they had a girl there that was like, Herman, this isn't you?
Where was the young fucking Austrian air marshal that was just obsessed with like weird regalia and was like borderline?
What would your Führer say if he was there?
What would the Führer say? Like, oh god, amazing. Yeah, he really is like one of my favorite characters of the Nazi Party. Just like one of the worst. Like just I imagine that like Yeah, even other members of like the Nazi party were like, man, fuck that guy.
Man, fuck that dude. He's such an asshole. Yeah.
He was one of the most popular with the public. He's like, as far as like Nazis that I'm personally interested in, I am more interested in him than really any of the other ones. Like, he is the most fascinating to me. But yeah, he was remarkably popular in German society and everything. And like, he did, part of his public perception was sort of like similar to an avuncular East Coast retail politician, weirdly enough. He was like sort of like self-deprecating and shit, despite being this on an interpersonal and just cosmic
he was
scale.
like the Howard Dean of the Nazi party.
Or like
do you guys want to? Can I take it back to Israeli? Can I take it back to Israeli culture just for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking back to these summer camp days, and you're right, Q. There is a show in here. I have to write about it. It's like bubble. I mean, this whole thing that's happening now it's bubbling over. Like it's such a core part of what formed me, because it was a beautiful time in my life, and it was also a difficult time in my life. I had an anti-Zionist father who sent me to a Zionist summer camp at which he had been a lifeguard when he was a kid before he had an anti-Zionist awakening in university. But
is he trying to give you the trial by fire?
Well, no, but my two uncles had been the head of this camp. They had met their wives at this camp. It's very big in my family.
Okay.
And it had a lot going for it in a lot of ways. And I was going to it at a time when there still was something that you could call an Israeli peace movement. And I said that, Felix and I were talking about how Israelis are terrible with comic irony. It just occurred to me as we were talking that there was something, and I think it may have been lost in the mix since the 90s, probably the second Intifada and the just abdication of the entire Israeli left killed it. But there was a strain of tragic irony. There was a capacity, a poetic capacity in the Israeli culture to hold very sad irony. And I'll just read you some of the lyrics to a pop song that we were taught by a progressive counselor. I think they were Israeli, or maybe they were just a Hebrew speaker. But this was on the Israeli radio. It was called Acharenu HaMabul. It was by a woman named Nurit Galron, which means after us the flood. Après nous la
déluge. Yeah.
Right. So here are the lyrics. There is a country of stones and Molotov cocktails. And then there's Tel Aviv burning with clubs and licentiousness. There's a country of revolutionaries where they bandage the wounded. And then there's Tel Aviv celebrating a life of eating and drinking. And here's the chorus. No, don't tell me about the girl who's lost her eye. It just makes me feel bad. I have no strength for folks who are imprisoned and occupied, and I don't care what happens in the territories. Don't tell me about a yellow line, about curfews and rebels. Let's make love. Let's live life. Tel Aviv, that's life.
Oh, shit.
Don't tell me about a girl who's lost her house. It just makes me feel bad. I have no strength for guardians of morals or righteous people. Let's swallow Tel Aviv's noisy streets. No, don't tell me about the girl who's lost her childhood. It just makes me feel bad. Let's live the Tel Aviv which lies before us. After us, the flood. The satiated don't understand the hungry. Tel Aviv is life.
Dang.
Now that's some shit.
That's fucking awful.
That's from the 1980s. And it was a beautiful, sad song.
Yeah.
A beautiful protest song. One of the best protest songs I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And we were taught it. So it was a rich, interesting. I was going to summer camp in the last days of the liberal Zionist illusion that you could have humanitarian socialism and Zionism in the same spot. We really truly wanted to believe that these values were reconcilable, and that separate from the as opposed to our right-wing Zionist cohorts, we were actually moving towards a utopia where we could still have our Jewish state and we could uphold our
I think that might have even been possible. Like let me just betray my whatever tendencies for a second. I think that might have even been possible right up until the Camp David Accords fell apart. Right.
Yep.
The 2006.
I think that's right.
Well.
I think
sometime around then.
There is people don't realize quite how insane Israeli society has become, because okay, this is a less serious, but I still think edifying example. You guys, we all know Dry Bones, correct?
Oh, do we know Dry
Well, hold on.
Bones?
I had seen those comics. I didn't even notice that they were called Dry Bones. Funny, because The other night I was chatting with Rory.
When I lived on kibbutz in 1993, that motherfucker was doing the same thing.
He's doing it since the 70s.
Oh my god, that is so. Like I was me and Rory were chatting the other night, right? And I started he started chuckling, and I started chuckling, right? And I was like, wait, what the fuck are you laughing at? He's like, what are you laughing at? And then he told me Felix's tweet. I'm like, I'm looking at the same fucking tweet. This is insane, right? And you posted this Dry Bones comic. I have been seeing this comic forever. I just didn't even realize it was called Dry Bones.
Yeah.
So talk to us about Dry Bones, Felix.
He started calling it Dry Bones because
So I'm just gonna assume
he's a big Mario Kart player.
I was just gonna say he's not a fan of Luigi's Castle. This is the story of the Dry Bones from the book of Ezekiel, right? The Valley of the Dry Bones. Yeah.
It relates to
the
that.
work of Yaakov Kirshen.
It relates to that in the sense of referring to a party, or no, not Dry Bones the title, but his protagonist, his self-insert. The way that guy is named is a Hebrew word that references someone who you blame, a scapegoat, and it was because he made a lot of these comics because he was disgusted by Sabra and Shatila and the Israeli response to it. He was like, holy shit, this is a horrible fucking crime. We would freak out if anyone else did it. Why is it okay that the Jewish army stood guard for these fucking murderers? This is insane. We're becoming an insane society. This is awful. And then literally not that much longer, he's just the same fucking comics Arabs are having too many fucking babies.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I think I remember him being very optimistic, childlike optimism around the Oslo Accords, now that I think about it, because I lived in Israel when Oslo happened. I was on one of these youth programs for after high school, not Birthright. And I lived there for a year, and I drove a tractor and worked in irrigation and looked at Palestinian day laborers from a long way away. And I remembered reading him in the Jerusalem Post, and I remember there being a kind of weepy, the sort of Onion style comics where the Statue of Liberty is crying a happy tear because something good is happening. And I remember that around Yitzhak Rabin's statements about you don't make friends with your friends, you make friends with your enemies, or some stupid shit. Dry Bones was all about this is Israel's finest moment, and this is going to solve it, and we're venturing forth intrepidly into our lack of total faith in these Palestinians, but we need to do it because and Bill Clinton and I can see that probably is what set him up for a very, very precipitous fall.
Now, who is this Jonathan Pollard fellow?
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's when it all went down, baby.
That's right.
His Pollard comics are the finest work ever.
It is.
Because
photorealism.
Photorealism, and only one of them has anything resembling a joke. The rest of the 48 I've seen him make are literally just his self-insert character being President Obama, why are you torturing this hero? Let's let him out. Just that for weeks.
Yeah. And by the way, for the audience, who is Jonathan Pollard?
Jonathan Pollard, Felix, you want to explain?
Okay, Jonathan Pollard. He was this American guy. He stole info. This is the theory that I've heard from Ames and Dolan, and I pretty
war nerd, grade A podcast, by the way.
Their theory is basically that Pollard stole this info and sold it to Israel. That's the version of the story we get, right? That's at his trial, everything. That's what we know. According to Ames and Dolan, the real thing is that the info that Pollard got while working for U.S. intelligence, Israel didn't need that specifically. What they ended up doing was they sold it to Russia, who actually needed it, and not not for so much material gain or money or anything, but so that Russia would give them a population transfer of Russian Jews and Russians who like maybe had like one Jewish great grandparent, just like
any guy that just really likes gefilte fish.
Exactly. Exactly. They basically like ordered, instead of ordering Chinese takeout, they ordered Russian takeout for white people.
Yeah.
As a way, like just as a way to like offset birth rates inside Israel. Which I don't know. I've seen a lot of convincing things on that side. But Pollard is just like, he's he does not look like Modi as Dry Bones depicts him.
Hold on, can we find that comic?
It legitimately looks like if Narendra Modi, if like a Muslim guy was trying to make Narendra Modi look like an anti-Semitic stereotype. It's I'll pull it up. Hold on. I think let me see.
No, that shit was crazy. And the other thing I was trying to say too, before we got a tiny bit sidetracked, is that like you kind of have to like know people or like get to know people in order to make effective like racial humor or to make humor, period, really. But like that video of Israelis making fun of the BBC is like you haven't really nailed down any of the like the British media people ticks at all. You can't just like say stuff and it's funny. You have to, like the other day, when I was saying that I was watching the fucking telegrams because I was like obsessed with like this the lead up to the ground invasion, and Roy was like, dude, like you just have to learn to not take it so seriously. And he didn't mean like don't take life seriously or whatever, but it's like you can't do anything about it, so you may as well like just play it off with humor, which is just 100% correct. It's absolutely true. And then I saw him say something, which I was like, holy fuck, that was really that was effective. Which was, Felix and Daniel, do you know Sana Saeed? She's
yes,
yeah, journalist for AJC. Anyway, so
if you want to quickly share the screen, just to get the Narendra Modi picture out of it.
Oh yeah, this is nuts.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? This is Jonathan Pollard.
This is like, you can look up a picture of Jonathan Pollard and it is, I will say, dude, like he is keeping in line with the Israeli tradition of getting some of the worst Turkish lip fillers I have ever seen.
Now hold on. I'm gonna pull up like the act. Like let's get a picture of like Jonathan Pollard here.
I don't want to miss what you were just saying because that was going somewhere.
Oh no, yeah, I was just saying that Rory was advising me like, dude, like you have to be able to use humor at these moments because like once you start going down this rabbit hole, it's just really bad for your mental health, which is true. I've actually been able to like keep myself mentally afloat by whenever I see something that's about to piss me off on Twitter, just shitpost about it. I'm like, I actually feel a little bit better. But this one I couldn't. And then I saw him like he was responding to Sana, who was basically posted this excerpt from some news article about Joe Biden basically like casting around for people from the Muslim community to basically like co-sign the White House right now, and he couldn't really find anybody, right? To which Rory said that like Joe Biden's 2024 campaign strategy is going to be like have Muslims over at the White House where they're entitled to like free every confection at the White House.
Every dessert that's going to be served at the White House in his next term is just going to have rose water added to it for no fucking reason. I cannot stand that shit, dude. They put it in everything. It's like, dude, like, no, stop. It's like, look, you have this delicious flan type dish. Would you like it? Sure.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Let me just put some rose
water. Let's throw a half a liter of rose water in it. I was like, oh my god.
Listen, man, my dad always told me, man. You can't hate another human being when you've had his baklava. You can't do it.
Listen, man, nobody like let me give you some Mac, let me give you some facts.
Dude,
let me tell you straight. Nobody brings more dates, dried fruits, or nuts to an event than me. Nobody. You think Donald Trump is gonna show up with real dates? I don't think so. I was
the first guy in Delaware to eat kanafa.
Listen, man, I brought the English Premier League to Delaware.
I would say like the practice of overloading shit with rosewater, that is equivalent to the red velvet cake craze.
Yeah.
Hey, no, okay, Felix, that's just fucking racist.
I ordered
Dude. Shut
red
up.
velvet cake on my birthday.
That's what I'm saying. That's how you do racial humor. Like now you got my ass, okay? Or I always get Rory with this one because he takes like serious umbrage to it. Like, if you want to joke about white people, like stop talking about this fucking not washing the legs shit. Like, first of all,
yeah,
if most of them do, and not seasoning foods, which is like.
Which, by the way, even
if you've been to Louisiana, like yes, white people do season their foods. If you want to really like get white people where it hurts, make fun of their Sperry topsiders. You know, make fun of their boat shoes. They're ugly as shit.
They're the
you're both right.
Of the fucking what's it called? The barbecue shoe. The long shoe.
The uncle barbecue shoe.
My dad, when he moved to India, he literally was wearing barbecue shoes. I'm like, Dad, you can't wear those. He's like, why? I'm like,
they're comfortable.
I really can't explain to you why you can't, honestly, but like it's too layered.
You know, why don't you? Hey, it's Halloween soon. Why don't you go dress as a fucking bottle of Crown Royal, like in fucking velour, like all the uncles do? How about that? You know, like you have to actually know people.
Yeah.
That is the thing, right? About like racial humor as it exists in society among people who actually know each other, like
it's top tier,
right? Racial humor that's based on hatred is like not funny, or like it, you know, there are instances where like
when you go down that rabbit hole too far, you just end up being Steven Crowder. Right?
Exactly.
Imagine going to a roast where someone comes to roast person and they had never met them, they had no friendship, they had no relation. And it's not roasting.
Exactly.
Racial roasting is where it's at. But
it's like nice slacks.
That takes familiarity, and part of the Israeli mindset, the mainstream Israeli mindset, which has become even more and more and more so these days. So when I think back to my good old days of labor, leftist, Zionist summer camping, I'm remembering a bygone era that doesn't exist anymore. But it's all the bunker mentality of Israel looks at the rest of the world through this glass very, very, very darkly, and it doesn't get anything outside of its own frame of reference. It's very, very, very small, which means they don't have the familiarity or the sense of kinship with any culture other than their own to be able to make humor, cultural humor, that lands as opposed to the Jewish North American ethic, right, where we came here and we couldn't lord it over anyone else. We were underneath everyone else, and we laughed at ourselves, and we became in solidarity with other groups, and we found a perspective from which we could actually contribute something to the comedic culture of this country, and we did.
Yeah,
you know,
and there's something beautiful about it, like has exists in all generations. Either like with Jewish humor, like American Jewish humor. Like my mom she's like, you know, she's 73 now, and she's like incredibly fucking funny. Like my mom and brother and sister are like the funniest people I've ever fucking known in my life. Like we talk to each other every day. We have a family group chat, and it's like that's always been a super important part of our life. It's just like comedy as it relates to actual day-to-day reality. And my mom, like by virtue of like when she grew up, the people she grew up around, it's not quite like she's too young for it to be vaudeville, but it's a very like, you know, 19. Yeah, exactly. Like I'll give you an example. Like my dad died when I was 20, and it was like a really like fucked up thing. He had like a slow, excruciating death, and it was horrible for like all of us. It was really fucked up. And after he died, my mom got me and my brother and sister iPhones, and like as she was walking out of the store with me, she's like, "Don't you wish your dad died every day?"
Oh my god!
And it's like it doesn't like and like it's right. Obviously, it doesn't mean that she loved him any less.
Yeah.
Like his death wasn't like.
Oh no! It's just like my grandmother's the exact same way. My grandmother's the same. My grandmother is one of the funniest people I think I've ever known. she's in her 80s now, and she's still funny as shit, bro. Like even as like, you know, her when you get to 80 years old, like your body just starts deteriorating, but her mind is still like whip sharp. And dude, her comedic timing is the best I've ever seen. She's so good with it.
When I was
My grandfather, when he was dying, he was 82 years old, which is 2 years older than my dad is turning in a few months, but had lived a very different life. But anyway, it's wild that we're getting this old. But when I wasn't in town when he died, or I had just gotten back to town, but apparently, you know, my dad and his two brothers were keeping vigil at my grandparents' apartment. And I think my dad was there that particular night and was sleeping in the living room. And, you know, he had asked my grandfather if he wanted him to sleep in the room with him. He said, no, I'll be fine. He's sleeping in the living room. And in the middle of the night, my grandfather he hears my grandfather's voice calling out, help me, I'm dying. And he runs in. He's like, are you okay? And my grandfather's just killing himself laughing.
Yeah. They'll do shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Prank, like the ability to find humor in the worst moments and the togetherness of that. Like I really hear that in your story, Felix. Like that wasn't a caustic remark on your mom's part.
Right.
That was actually a way of saying life is here and we're here.
Listen, man.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
It's also a way of saying we're gonna get through this.
Yeah.
When I was in law school, I had like my mom. My first year, she died very suddenly. You know, and I had to leave. It was like this whole thing, and so during finals, right? It was right around May. So like Mother's Day is showing up, and everybody's like all these people I'm studying with, like, oh my god, like Mother's Day is here, and they're like, oh shit. And I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like, don't worry guys, my mom's dead. And they were just like staring at me, and I was just like, what? It was a good one. It's like, yeah, don't worry. Yeah, she's dead. Don't worry about it, guys. It's just like, I feel like a lot of people don't really get that kind of humor anymore. Like, it's weird.
Yeah, no, everything has to be like affirming and validating. Where it's just like, no, sometimes you say fucked up shit just to get through really rough times.
It has to be. I think it has to be.
And it's assumed that you are already validated. Your affirmation and your validation is stable in the relationship, which means that there's room for us to say a bunch of different things.
Right, which is why Rory can say slurs over the group chat.
That's what I do. Every single one, all of them, all the time. That's why you should subscribe to the Patreon, where I do that constantly.
It has to be like either validating or empowering or whatever, or it has to be like completely destructive and hateful to the point that it's totally divorced from any knowledge of the person you're actually making fun of.
So wait, hold on. So is it okay for me to tell you about the joke that one of my friends? So basically, like, they joke about you, and this is not somebody that's like online. It's just somebody that listens to your show, and then sees like how much shit you get for being basically a self-hating Jew. And he says that you guys should change the name to Capo Trap House. Is it safe now?
No, that is like, again, this go around, none of the pro-Israel people seem to be aware that I'm Jewish, like, at all. Like, one guy called me a capo. In 2014, when I had like significantly less of a profile, I had like 12 people call me that. This time I called one. Yeah. But it's humor.
I first heard the word capo in a I don't know if it was a death threat, but it was certainly hate mail that my father received, scrawled from some Jewish guy in Halifax or the Maritimes.
Hold on, they make Jewish guys in Halifax?
They bring them in.
Listen here, you're a fucking capo, buddy.
You down there, guy. Capo boy.
No, it's like
my dad
mixing like
had written some
Manschwitz and like
for
Bud Light together.
Like, no, Manschwitz and fucking Screech.
Yeah. Like,
oh, you guys don't know about Screech.
It's like Clamato, but better.
So he had written some op-ed for the Globe and Mail, or he had been on CBC reporting from the West Bank when he had gone with a medical delegation. Anyway, you know, he was outspoken across Canada at that point. That was the breadth of his profile. And I remember the words exactly. I remember the handwriting and everything. It said, may your filthy Arab friends devour your filthy carcass. you're worse than the capos in Auschwitz. At least they collaborated with their killers to save their own skins or something like that.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Now, first of all, if anybody's gonna be devouring your carcass, it's Christians engaging in actual like blood libel. You know, when they transubstantiate you to the Holy Host. Yeah.
By the way, I looked this up because I did do a deep dive into blood libel to figure out like if that was like if actual blood libel was ever a thing in American history. Which, by the way, one time, only in the entire history of the United States. One example of an actual blood libel, like straight up matzah blood rituals, not just like what they do now, where it's like if you accuse the Israelis of like bombing,
doing anything bad,
yeah.
And it's the funniest thing because I'm trying to like,
dude, it's getting to the point now. It's getting to the point now where if somebody comes into traffic court with a Jewish last name, like it's just blood, it's blood libel. How dare you?
How dare
Mm-hmm.
But one thing,
That is the thing. It's like, okay, if everything's blood libel and like Amy Schumer had a harder life than anyone, like we're just harder life than anyone. If anti-Semitism is totally acceptable, like all these things are true, then like no one can ever criticize my show again. Or me. Like it's like okay, like what?
No, Felix. That guy from whatever the UJA or the ADL, he's excommunicated you. You're out of the.
Hold on, you guys can actually do that to each other?
No.
I was gonna say I didn't think excommunication existed in Judaism.
We have our Klingon discommodation ritual that this guy is basically saying that people like Felix and I are now on the outs.
Oh fuck!
I divorced thee. I divorced thee. I divorced thee. That's when you want to divorce your wife and you get a get.
Mm-hmm.
You circle your wife 3 times and say I divorced thee. I divorced thee.
Yeah. Wait, Jewish people have triple talak? What the fuck?
it just like shit like that it's like as egregious as Richie Torres like giving himself Jewish religion.
Oh my god, that dude.
Yeah.
Listen, man, Felix, on behalf of the community, I'm sorry about him. I don't know how that happened, bro. They took his ass to Tel Aviv and turned him out. Holy shit! What kind of golden dick was he getting in Tel Aviv, bro?
He and Cory Booker were just like
getting blown out.
Talk about how Cory Booker was in Israel on October 7th. wait, what? Everyone was just like. He was just there. He's like, yeah, so I'm in Tel Aviv right now. Like, why?
Yeah.
What are you doing there?
Can you imagine if he had been near the border and he gets captured and Israel just like kills him? like they're killing every fucking
They
hostage.
totally would. Yeah.
Like they're just like sorry, I guess.
Hamas kidnaps him. They're like, what are you, like some kind of gay guy or something? Well, I actually resent that. He's just like, oh my god.
He's scrolling through pictures of him and Rosario Dawson. Yeah, this is my girlfriend. She's starring in Ostraca right now.
Yeah, and he's just like, they're like, dude, we gotta get this guy the fuck out of here. Like, he's the one guy in the tunnels. Like, okay, we'll give you him back.
No, they were trying to get people back, and they couldn't even get back. What was the thing?
Like, they're like on the phone with Biden. It's like, we trade you for like a different senator. Like, do you think that like John Fetterman would stand in? To, like, honestly, like, do you think you can get Clay Higgins in here? He seems fun. Clay Higgins would love to do that.
I'd like to hear him talk about it. I'd like to hear him talk about Israel. That'd be great.
John Fetterman would be the most frustrating fucking hostage for Hamas to have because it would be like one of those escort missions where they're always wandering into danger. Because the second he gets depressed, he's just like, I have to go to the hospital.
He can barely fit in the tunnel. It's like, god damn.
Yeah. Like, I know. Loading him out into the Toyota Hilux just like blows out the back springs.
Yeah. Oh my god. Did you guys see from tonight the video of like?
Yeah, Dan Kovalek tried to interview him.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Kovalek tried to push him like on the insane fucking shit that Fetterman's been saying, and he like got assaulted by Fetterman's Praetorian Guard of like smaller.
What?
Yeah. Well, what's amazing, Felix, is watching how it develops. there's Dan Kovalik, asking him questions, and
Hold on, Melanie, could you find that if it's possible?
I already got it.
Okay. Oh, she on point. That's our. By the way, that's our Jamie Felix.
Yeah. And
sorry, go ahead, Daniel.
Biederman is just standing there, kind of observing the interaction, looking at the journalist, looking at his Praetorian Guard, looking at the journalist, looking at his Praetorian Guard, and then at a certain point, the guard starts pushing the guy out, and Biederman's just looking at it, be like, "Oh, that's how that turned out. Okay." Like he's just sort of observing the thing as if he was ever going to say anything, as if he were ever going to answer the guy's very reasonable questions.
Yeah. Sorry, did you see the Vivek statement?
No, hold on. I'm about to run this video. Yeah,
the Vivek
let's see this.
I'm with the Zionist team. If you'd like, I can talk to you. No, I can talk to. I voted for him. I'm sorry, this is a democracy. It absolutely is. Yeah, but kind of, sort of. Why? 10,000 people in Gaza have been killed. Half are children. The Pope's calling for a ceasefire. The UN has called for it. I'm just asking you. You're a good guy. I voted for you. I know you're a nice guy. This is important.
I was also gonna say, like, has anybody ever seen him and Tyson Fury in the same room?
No.
John Biederman tried to say.
Holy shit! You can't do that. What is this?
That is so not allowed.
Hold on, is he getting frog mush out of there by Butterbean? What the fuck is going on?
This looks exactly like this guy.
Oh my god!
He just assaulted him.
That guy is like a.
He just assaulted him. He just assaulted him. He was just talking.
You can't do that.
Yeah, Fetterman's fucking defective mimic tier should like be arrested. That is not okay.
Dude, Fetterman is like if Tyson Fury, it's basically John Fetterman is like if Tyson Fury went through the fucking Herman Goring machine, like like he's on like again because he obviously like the current moment lacks the sort of like parent drama, like pregnant drama of like the Nazi like
he's basically he's like gentled Tyson Fury.
So
he's like Tyson Fury on lithium.
It's like he doesn't. Yeah, it's he can't even have like a cool drug addictness like like morphine or something. It's like benzo or not even benzo. It's like bupropiol or whatever. Like
it's trazodone.
Yeah, or like what's the one that makes you feel like basically just makes you feel like you're I don't even know like hungover.
He's got an addiction to it's got to be some like throwback drug like Quaaludes.
Oh no, Quaaludes would be cool.
Yeah,
that would be cool. They could bring those back. That would be good. No, it's one of is it bupropion or like the?
Are you thinking bupropion?
Bupropion, yeah.
Oh, bupropion, yeah.
Yeah, it just
Wellbutrin.
And he's on like a cocktail Wellbutrin and bupropion. Yeah, just like not even a cool drug, and he just sucks.
They're the same thing.
Yeah. God.
Okay, so here we go. I got the Vivek statement, and by the way, before we go, we got to make sure to also, the Dybbuk box.
Yeah, the Dybbuk. I will cut to the chase on that.
And Felix also has to regale us with Blue October hate me.
All right, yeah. Good one. Okay.
Right.
Now is the moment for Israel to return to its founding premise. The Jewish state has an absolute right to exist, a divine gift, gifted to a divine nation, charged with a divine purpose.
Return to it. When did it ever die? When did it ever leave that founding premise?
Also, like, how can you, as America First guy, read this and be like, God, this guy is like so like, and to the
he speaks for me. Yeah.
Literally every guy in the replies is just like, yo, did they catch you on the Epstein tapes or something? Like, what the fuck? Like,
Israel has an absolute and unequivocal right and responsibility to defend itself to the fullest, applying the only... Here's the thing that's always kind of driven me nuts. When people say Israel has a right to defend itself, from what? Like, is there some outside, like, hostile outside force? It'd be one thing if it was like Jordan or like Egypt or Iran or something, but it's like, but they're inside of the area of Israel proper. So what do you mean defend itself? The people in Gaza, I mean, you really want it?
Well, Finkelstein's been pointing this out forever.
Okay.
The occupier does not have the right to defend itself from the occupied when the occupied rise up to end the occupation. It's not your right.
But it's even in in international law and U.S. law. People that are, let's say, occupied by some hostile outside nation have a right to defend themselves. So how can they both have the right to defend themselves? I don't get that.
Because it's like it's not about any like coherent set of arguments. It is just like, I guess the function of this is just boiling things down to their most bare essentials of like,
that's right,
something violent happened, so you get to do something fucked up in return. There's
right.
Nothing beyond that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they think that like if they just boil it down to the most basic terms possible, that like everyone will forget the things they've seen, the things they know, and go like, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
But he keeps going. And what would David
of all people, David, like, is he familiar with how like David Ben Gurion turned out, especially like after 1948? Because Homeboy was not, he didn't really mince words about how he felt about Palestinians. Like, this dude was
100%.
a fucking genocidal maniac.
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing? I went on a law school sponsored like free trip to Israel, and they took us to like the Soda Stream factory. I'm not fucking kidding about that. Literally the first, like, as we got off, like, do you want to go to the Soda Stream factory? I'm like, are you actually going to take us there? And they're like, yeah, it's like the first place we're taking you. I'm like, and it was full of like David Ben Gurion quotes just everywhere in the actual factory floor. And I'm like,
holy smokes.
It's fucking insane.
If Israel wants to destroy Hamas, Israel should go ahead and destroy Hamas. If they want to destroy okay, so
this is where it gets really good, though.
If Israel and Mossad wants to pull off Munich 2.0 to take out every last leader of Hamas wherever they may be hiding, from Doha to Dresden, and host a red wedding at the Four Seasons in Qatar.
By the way, the anti-Semitism.
I'm sorry,
comparing...
Felix. When did you start writing for Vivek Ramaswamy? Like this is
Roy. This has got your fingerprints all over it.
No, like, okay. First off, how anti-Semitic do you have to be to compare the Haredi to like House Frey?
Yeah.
That's like 18 cousins.
That's incredible. As a side point, want to point out this is under the aegis of the soy right. Like, tell Khomeini I want him to know it was me. But I love the thing I love about this the most is like the idea that like all these things are easily within Israeli capability, because the last head of Hamas.
Hold on, okay. So I don't know if everyone understands why that there's like certain Twitter accounts that are showing up in red. And that's because I have this extension. I think it's called Shinigami Eyes, where it's basically like people on social media that are like racist, anti-trans, etc. like show up here. And what I'm trying to show you is that there's like red usernames that are coming back.
Red pill is F.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you? Fucking Jake Shields, who came out of a CTE fog to post this. Which, I gotta say, I'm not a fan of his posts, but you got him.
Yeah. I think it's. We'll talk about Jake Shields some other time. It is, out of all the fighters.
I mean, the most boring fighter that's ever lived.
Literally, the author of the single most boring fight I've ever seen. Okami versus Shields. But okay, so back to the Vivek post. This idea that like Israel could do all these things, but they're just held back by international criticism and law and all these things. The last head of Hamas, before its current head, Khalid Mashal, he was in Jordan in the 90s, and Mossad had a beat on him. They knew his location. They knew he was in their headquarters in Amman, and they went there. They posed as tourists. Two guys came in. There were like two other guys on the outside just keeping watch, also posing as tourists. These guys went in, they saw Mashal, saw his bodyguards, and they were up close to him, and they took out a fucking weird device they put next to his ear and shot like aerosolized fentanyl into it. And Mashal thought he was fine, but like was soon vomiting and like collapsing and shit. But his bodyguards like caught these guys and caught the two other fucking idiots that were like trying to blend into the crowd doing social stealth. They didn't know what Mashal was poisoned with, and King Hussein was obviously pissed. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
You're doing this like within Jordanian territory. You're not allowed to just fucking kill this guy. And even just cynically, like, I might have a civil war on my hands if I just fucking let you do this. You have to give me the antidote. And also, I have 4 of your fucking guys. You have to release a bunch of fucking Hamas guys from your prisons. And like they ended up like getting the antidote. The doctors said it was consistent with like opioid overdose. He was in a coma, but he recovered. He's still alive to this day, Michelle. They traded a bunch of guys to get the 4 fucking Keystone cops back. But what I think is very edifying about this story is these guys were able to get access to where their target was at. They're able to get so close to him that they put a device in his ear. And it's not like it's subtle. Like, I don't know how. Like,
okay, how would they do that in prison? They would just like wrap a piece of glass in cloth, right? Somebody would hand it out to somebody else, and you get stabbed like 15 times in the span of 3 seconds.
Right.
Why would you go through all that trouble?
Right. Why wouldn't you just stab him or fucking shoot him? Because it's not like his bodyguards are going to see 2 fucking guys they've never seen before walk up to their fucking boss, the leader of this entire organization, and be like, "Hey, we're the evil device guys. It's ear day." Oh, okay, yeah. No, just put the device next to
put this in your ear. Yeah.
Yeah, guys that we've never fucking seen before in our entire lives. Like, how is that going to work? And
that's called over engineering. I run into this problem oftentimes in woodwork. They over engineered that shit.
Yeah, like, and that was 24 fucking years ago with a more capable Israeli intelligence and military apparatus and like a less on guard Hamas, like a less powerful Hamas. Like the idea that they could just go all these places and just fucking like destroy all these guys is fucking hysterical. There's no guarantee of that.
I mean, it's just not going to happen now, right? Oh, by the way, did you? And one more thing before we get to the last of the good stuff, which did you see? Meghan McCain. Okay, so our dear sweet boy Ellie Valley, got a blast to the past because Meghan McCain had a reminder of an important anniversary. I don't know if you remember this. The most anti-Semitic thing that she'd ever seen in her life was this Ellie Valley cartoon. Yeah. Just a reminder, this hideous cartoon went viral 4 years ago in response to my warning and sharing my alarm at the rise of anti-Semitism.
4 years ago, wow.
Yeah. Okay. But hold on. Look at the very bottom, though. Look at the very bottom. She deleted it.
That would be like if Chelsea Clinton was just a reminder, this is the horrible, like, anti-feminist, misogynist hate I receive on Twitter, and it was just that Adam Friedland tweet. Oh my god! But yeah, so I don't know, Felix, do you want to do your the October hate me bit?
Yeah. No, this isn't like a major thing, but like I didn't actually see the press conference, but Netanyahu, he had a bad presser. He had to make some apologies after a press conference. And let me find the actual Netanyahu tweet because he had
to apologize to the generals and the security chiefs or something whose manhood he impugned or something like that.
Yeah, like basically Netanyahu has been saying that like October 7th happened not because he actually cannot control the height of the flames, and there's been a serious decline in Israeli capability and competence, but because basically like the army is woke. He said, I was wrong. Things I said following the press conference should not have been said, and I apologize for that. I give full backing to all the heads of security arms. I am strengthening the chief of staff and the commanders and soldiers of the IDF who are at the front and fighting for the house. Together we will win. And it's like he's so fucking cooked.
Oh, he's done for. I think it's done. It's like 80-20. Or sorry, it's 80% of people say that he needs to take like responsibility for October 7th.
Yeah, he's fucking done. Like you just don't hear him talk like that. But I thought it sounded like the Blue October song "Hate Me." Me and my friend Andrew are obsessed with. He's like the way that he goes like, "I'm giving more power."
We might get copyright striked for this, by the way. So.
Oh, okay. So we can't fair use this one.
God damn it! It's not necessary.
All right.
I just like.
I'll drop the tweet in the chat. How about that?
Yeah.
Viewers, you can make your own.
The line in that song that me and my friend Andrew always laugh at is, "I'm sober now for 3 whole months," because it's like a guy who's like fucked up all these things and like, you know, crashed his car into people's houses, or the type of guy in the upper Midwest who wakes up every day to 12 angry voicemails. Like that type of guy has always been so funny to me, but like that guy always tries to like get back into people's good graces by being like, yeah, I'm sober now for 3 whole months, or like I have some like cockamamie accountability system I'm gonna have where it's like I'm not gonna end up living in a trailer with 3 women who all hate me. But that is what Netanyahu sounds like now. I have an accountability system with the chiefs of staff of the military.
Hey, okay, here's my question. Here's my question, because like he's not going to survive another election. Like, who ends up replacing him?
I don't know, like the fucking the Curtis,
like somebody farther right.
Yes.
Yeah.
How?
Easily.
Like they're gonna just bring back they're just gonna get like a
Moshe Feiglin.
They're gonna get like a Ouija board.
Itamar Ben Gvir, Bezalel Schmotrik. I mean, these are not names that were like the names that metastasized into something dark and evil since the days.
They're just gonna like Wit of Endor Golda Meir, like but with like a fucking Ouija board.
Yeah,
it's the Urukaification of Israeli leaders. You know, they're not orcs anymore.
No, you're right. Actually, you said Itamar Ben Gvir, and I was like, you know what? You could be right. Yeah. It could be right.
Yeah. It's just like, even if it's not someone who's like ostensibly more right wing than him, it's like, well, it's not like an improvement if like it's Benny Gantz or something, because it's like, okay, that's the difference between like
between Biden and Trump.
Biden and Trump, or like for more specifically, the difference between George Wallace and Curtis LeMay. Like literally that. It's just they're
gonna give it to Richie Torres. They're like, "Don't worry, bro. It's like rest for the job you want, not the job you have."
Oh, that's actually a beautiful ending for him.
Yeah, like they finally vote him in.
King of the Jews, really.
They're like, they're gonna let him live on the kibbutz that has all the black Hebrew Israelites.
They'll give him all the Israeli twinks he wants.
That'll be Sean McElwey's comeback too, like working for him as the PM.
Hot boy summer, baby. Let's go.
Oh, by the way, have you read anything about Ben Gvir's wife, Ayala?
No.
Oh my god, she's fucking psycho. She
No
she went to a I mean, I know it'd be like table stakes and all that, but I think like even as far as like the far right Zionists go, like she is kind of out there. She looks like she's like a what this. Imagine Lois Griffin had kind of let herself go a little bit.
I'm looking at the first picture. Let me see if I can open the.
She's kind of like she's dumpy, but still kind of got it. But yeah, she in a meeting with Netanyahu, she carried a handgun with her to a meeting with the prime minister.
That's cool. Okay, so first off, she's cool for that. Also, I do respect the way that she's like the first Jewish woman to wear a bonnet for a picture. She looks like she's trying to like cosplay as like Black Panther's grandmother. Like,
I was just gonna say.
I mean, in a lot of ways, it's like Israel is a form of war.
No, she's like the Israeli Maya Angelou.
Yeah.
Speaking of cosplaying, you guys have seen these viral Israeli TikTok videos, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm not. Oversaturated with them.
We need to end on an upbeat note, which is why I want to end.
Yeah, the Dybbuks box. Yeah, let's do that.
Here's the thing.
Here's an upbeat note. Has Seth Rogen said anything about this? Because I was his summer camp counselor at the camp I told you about.
Really?
I want to know if I thought that. I want to know if I thought that boy right.
I haven't heard anything.
I think he signed some. I think he signed something. Like I don't remember which one. There's like
He might have
two.
signed the good. He might have signed the good one.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, there was a good one and there was a shitty one.
But you know,
I do remember a couple of years ago, he got shamed by the ADL for saying some like, you know,
Really-
stonery kind of
really
dismissive things
boilerplate,
about Israel, like Israel's kind of stupid or whatever. I was brainwashed.
Oh right, hang on. No, he actually did criticize Israel. He said he was fed lies as a young person.
Recently,
Yeah, he on Birthright, dude.
Yeah, hang on.
No, he didn't go on a birthright. He went.
No,
on something called.
I remember him making a statement. I think this was actually the last time, like in like 2021, when there was like a major offensive on Gaza. I think that's when he said it.
No, I DM'd with him a little bit about it because I forget how somehow I was able to get in touch with him, and he's like, "Yeah, my mom called me up, and she's like, the ADL wants to talk to you. Like, you're in really big trouble." And he's like,
"Oh no, this is 2020. Yeah, it was a while back." And it was actually a pretty mild. Okay, he was on the Mark Maron podcast, is what it was.
That's right.
He said, "Okay, they never tell you that. Oh, by the way, there were people there. They make it seem like it was just sitting there, like the fucking doors open." Remember my dad frankly telling me people hate Jews. Just be aware of that. They just do. And honestly, something that I'm so glad it was instilled from me from a young age. Yada yada yada. Asked if he would ever go to live in Israel. Rogan said no. Maron replied, "I'm the same way, and we're gonna piss off a bunch of Jews." So yeah, that's all they said. And yeah,
good for him.
Yeah, no, good for him. He's look, the man still follows me. After all I've said in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, good.
So we're
he used to follow me on my old account, but I don't have access to it anymore. So I lost the mandate of Susan Sarandon. She followed me on my old Twitter account, and yeah, it's gone now. It's gone. You know, so the magic is.
Dang.
You know who actually? There's two people that followed me and then unfollowed me, and I wonder what it was. So it was LeVar Burton followed me for a little while. He even responded to me, or he reply guided to me a couple of times and called me brother, and I'm like, what was it that I said that made him unfollow? Him and Kim Cattrall
and D-Ray,
dude.
Another great Canadian.
Yeah. Kim
Dude,
Cattrall,
at one point,
she unfollowed me.
At one point, you liked to post, and I got an official D-Ray retweet at one point, which is probably the highlight of.
I used to get a lot of D-Ray retweets, and it was some of my most misogynistic work, which was like, I'm a little bit curious as to what made you like this tweet, bro.
Yeah, but you know,
that's saying something for you.
To end on a high note. So, how many of you guys are aware of the haunted Dybbuk box?
I've heard of this.
So, do you know the full lore behind it, Felix?
No, I do not.
Basically, this guy, like this antique dealer, bought this wine box, and then was just like, "Yeah, actually, I bought it from a guy. His grandmother brought it over from like when she was fleeing the Holocaust, and it's haunted. I opened it up, and it had like a bunch of like hair and like statues and stuff. And ever since then, there's been like a ghost living in my house, and I need to sell this on eBay. This is like 2004, right? Mm-hmm. Way before this was like a common thing. And so it became like sort of like a bit of a meme on like early paranormal forums. He ended up doubling his money on it. He bought it for I think like $80 and sold it for like 200. So good for him. Money moves. But then the next person who bought it was like some dental hygienist or something that was like, "Oh, this is actually like a Dybbuk, which is a spirit, a Jewish spirit that like clings on to people." And then the guy was just like, "Yeah, no, it was Dybbuk. Yeah, 100% Dybbuk. Yep, I knew that.
Don't feed it after midnight."
Yeah, you know, and so it ended up kind of kicking around. They made a movie about it.
Oh my god, sorry, the chat's going crazy right now. My Dybbuk in a box. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. But like, so finally, it ended up getting sold to Ghost Adventures host Zach Baggins, to put in his like Las Vegas like museum of paranormal events. Like I think they have like the Annabelle doll there. They've got like pretty much if you made up like some crank story about like a ventriloquist dummy or like a spooky like a tricycle or something, like Zach Baggins will buy it for you for like probably less than you're asking for, but more than it's worth, kind of. to put it in his like really shitty like 1920s McMansion that he bought in like southern LA or Las Vegas.
How much better of a plot for Ghostbusters 2 would a Dybbuk box have been?
Oh, it would have been amazing.
It would have been fantastic.
But here's the thing. So
imagine Bill Murray going toe to toe with a Dybbuk.
Oh, dude. But here's the thing. 2018 rolls around. Halloween, a time that is coming up soon for us too. And he decides what he wants to. It actually might be, I think, what's today? The 20. Oh shit! Yesterday was the 5-year anniversary of this. They had an event where they were going to do a live opening of the haunted Dybbuk box, right?
You are asking for trouble.
Well, yeah, like, because if anybody's watching Ghost Adventures, 90% of Ghost Adventures is just like flash cuts, like Sting music, and like a dumb guy being like, whoa, I'm getting a weird feeling about energy in this room. Like, ooh. So obviously none of that translates to the live setting, right? So it's a complete disaster. Like they have this British witch who's walking around, who's like just getting into fights with Zach Baggins. It actually is an incredibly funny piece of the media, but there was one moment that really sold all of it. And it was the moment when he gets a rabbi, right? Because, you know, like, I think Zach Baggins is very used to the Catholic Church where, like, if you ask for a priest to do, like, an exorcism, and especially if you mention, like, we're on a TV show, they'll actually send you, like, a priest who's, like, a little more media savvy, right?
Yeah. You'll get, like, at least kind of a telegenic priest. Like, they have procedure for this.
Yeah, it's not like they're going to send you like some Jesuit astrophysicist who's just like going to look at you like, what, do you believe in? You think fucking Harry Potter is going to burst out of the back room? Oh, the spirit. Oh, my daughter's pussy is haunted by a demon. Ooh, fuck off, moron. Like, yeah, they're not going to do that. But I get the feeling. I imagine that the Jewish faith does not necessarily have the same sort of bureaucratic organization to make sure that doesn't happen. So they basically went and found, like, I want to say someone's rabbi, like either a producer or like somebody on the staff who was Jewish, who was like in Vegas. And they got his rabbi and they're like, hey, rabbi, like as a favor, could I come in? Could you come in and do like a spirit awakening for the Dybbuk box or whatever? And he was like, okay, fine. So this is what... All right, we'll share this tab. This is what happens. Now,
by the way, Rory, one thing I found out about this Dybbuk box was that Post Malone had apparently like an incredible amount of bad luck. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
We'll get to that, yeah. But here's the thing. It was a scene, this is so embarrassing that they literally removed it, as I found out, from the
episode.
The episode. Like, if you go and look for this episode, they'll have everything except this moment, which is why we have to watch it in super low quality. Because the only record of it that survives is people like filming it on their phones. And this is the greatest rabbi of all time.
Similar to what we call the guy.
Can you hear it?
Hero of the year right here.
Okay. Hi, Rabbi. Yes. Hi, I'm Zach Higgins.
Zach.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I have no idea. It was weird. Once we're in there, we're getting ready to open it. We started having equipment problems. Can I ask you a question, Rabbi?
Yes.
Are you familiar with a Dybbuk or Dybbuk box?
I read up on it today because they told me about it.
Are there demonic possessions in
not that much that I believe that they really could have, that they could take control of you, that I would be concerned about it.
Okay.
So
that may not be good with your script, but that's my personal belief.
Yeah, they literally
and walk him out. Bye-bye, Rabbi.
They literally walk him out.
Such a shame.
Oh, God.
Rabbi, you had one job.
But you're getting ahead of me and I can't. Am I following you?
Yeah.
So pissed.
He walks off the stage. Like, they literally led him out the door.
Get out of here, Jew.
They were like, how? They were like Zach Baggins walks in. He's like, so, like, do you? Like, again, it's incredible And they actually, like, so many people made fun of him. They actually had to have like a sit down afterwards where they're just like sitting in like a synagogue. And the rabbi's like, no, I believe in Dybbuks. I just, don't think that there's a Dybbuk in this box in particular.
They should have hired Fibish Finkel to play the rabbi, and then basically channel the prologue of a serious man.
I feel like if you want to actually find a rabbi who will play along, you could they didn't put in the prep work.
They didn't get the right guy. Yeah.
If Rory mentioned Clay Higgins earlier. If they had found whatever rabbi educated Clay Higgins about the Holocaust,
do you think Rabbi Shmuley would go along with it?
I think if you made him see the angle, absolutely. But I think
I will let you do a Kadesh for your mother, at the outside of my ghost house, and he'd absolutely.
Not even that. If you do this Dybbuk thing right, you're gonna have a lighthearted cameo in an Olivia Wilde movie called Corporate Retreat. but you literally just get whatever rabbi that Clay Higgins knows. The guy that told Clay Higgins what the Holocaust was when Clay Higgins was 48. And really probably a lot of rabbis in Louisiana would play along with this.
By the way, can I just say, I played Metal Gear Solid Rising years before I'd ever heard of a man named Clay Higgins. How the fuck? Clay Higgins is like a tulpa for all the people that made Senator Armstrong a meme from Metal Gear Solid Rising. Have you ever played that, Felix?
I love that game. But
is Senator Armstrong not just Clay Higgins digitized?
I disagree.
No,
Senator Armstrong is pure malevolence, open hatred. But Clay Higgins,
he's DC Beltway.
Right, exactly. He's a fucking the apex of Northern Virginia psychopathy.
Yeah, like Arlington.
Yeah, of a Bush conservative kind of at the end of that. But Clay Higgins thinks he's on the side of good. Have you've watched the?
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
Can I show you a recent?
Sorry, have I watched what? Sorry, you're saying, Felix?
The video where Clay Higgins visits Auschwitz.
No.
And he's dude, he it's insane because he's in his stupid brain, he thinks that he's making a very profound video because he opens with his big dumbass face, standing on the railroad, into Auschwitz, and he says something this train right here, you think it could be a train anywhere in the world, but this one no normal train. This train brought Jews to their ultimate death.
By the way, this is the most recent Clay Higgins video he's posted. He's actually been in the biker gang mode. He's dressed like Prison Mike from The Office. He's here we go.
Redemption 9. Call these bikers.
What is he doing?
I can see, baby.
Stephen
Patriot.
Root. This is a Stephen Root character.
And we vote. That's right. We vote for America First policy and Christian core principles. You don't comply with that, you're not going to get this support.
Clay Higgins, can I just say, he's the first Sheriff Corps politician we've ever had.
That is how he became a politician. He was a volunteer sheriff who would write open letters to woke celebrities and be I work with the greatest heroes there ever was. They shall have your salary.
But in a state patrol, which for whatever reason they actually do have your salary.
Yeah,
we're gonna put those matzo balls into that gumbo.
My favorite is when he's walking around DC in the rain and he looks like Master Biederman. His cowboy hat. Master Biederman, wearing he just throw on he was wearing he was an LSU fan that was And it's like, oh shit, like I need to like get out there for the hero. And he like throws on his like overcoat and it's just like, yes, here we must fight the tainted blood here in Yarnum City.
Now that
folks, yeah.
Now that doll of mine is one beautiful Belamis.
I have spoken to the school of Mansis, the woke lords.
Now
the way that they did used to.
There is a woke individual called one Mr. Mikolash running around.
Jesus Christ!
I put the Holocaust, the Clay Higgins Holocaust.
Yeah. I just got it. Hang on a second. All right, we're gonna
pull it up. It's we got it.
Yeah, we're gonna
so good.
We're gonna cap out on this one. We're going out on a bang.
Probably can't go get better than this.
I can't hear it.
Oh, you can't. Oh wait, hang on. That's my bad. Wait, what? Why can't it? Sorry, guys.
That's German.
Auschwitz. That's German. Dude, I fucking love his Cajun accent. I can't help it.
Oh, he talks like it's like James Carville. If like James Carville.
No, he's like the dude from Happy Gilmore, the Cajun that nobody can fucking understand. Yeah.
I love him, dude. I love him. Like even in like a situation where there was like an American Gaddafi and there was total control. I would still be like, can we just like keep Clay Higgins the opposition and never do anything bad to him? Like,
yeah.
Like, give him like a position in the military because he would love that. Dude.
Yeah.
A chance to wear like an outfit, like medals. Oh
yeah,
my God.
A totally ceremonial role.
Just give him a bunch of jangling medals and like mirrored sunglasses.
It would be like Herman Goring.
Birkenau. The expansion of Auschwitz, where 4 more large gas chambers were built. They could murder 2,000 people at a time. On these rails rode those poor souls, hauled in from all over Europe. They say as many as 20-25% of them died on the train. Because sometimes the trip was 7, 8, 10 days.
What is this cinematography?
He definitely did it himself.
Eventually, those that survived the trip ended up here.
When your grade 11 high school teacher is like a little outside the box in his pedagogical methods, he brings you back.
Dude, look at this
art. You down for Holocaust class, and he just
great sense of dread.
This is great cinematography. I'm loving it.
His face,
the mirror shot.
Yeah.
He's the only guy like in the conservative movement who would.
Hold on, I gotta know. The violin, they're not piping in that violin music.
No, they're not. I think he had it.
So yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like he actually sat down.
Oh yeah.
He sat down. He found some royalty-free fucking sad violin music and cut it in.
No, you know why I know that they didn't pipe this in?
Because it's from a little bit of klezmer.
No, I'll tell you why. Because it's from Schindler's List.
And
you think that the MGM lawyers are going to let you take that one? I don't think so.
Oh shit!
Auschwitz or nobody.
I cannot say it enough. He is directing this and filming it himself.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Cyclone. Actual cans. Used to kill 1.1 million innocent civilians here in Auschwitz. They said there was 700 people in here.
We never hear people talk about how the
guards
in Auschwitz were civilians.
Yes.
That's not a word you hear associated with the Holocaust.
Cyclone 5, cyanide gas.
You should ask him about Gaza.
From above.
Oh,
Two
I have
hatches.
his Gaza post, by the way.
the cyanide pellets activated when they hit oxygen.
But here's how you would build it again.
After about 20 minutes,
that's how it goes.
everyone was dead.
It would need to go
And
in
then
here.
slave labor would go into the room and drag the bodies of those poor souls out.
Here's the thing:
and
his
bring them,
cadence, because like
incinerate them in these
I don't know if you want to pause it. Like the thing is, 90% of Clay Higgins videos are just him like, "I'm here at the Louisiana Technical Chemical Carbide Union. We're looking at American steel. Yeah, you don't get pipes this clean at a Chinese factory."
Yeah.
And it's the same cadence. Zyklon B. You don't get canned quality like that in the Soviet Union. I'll tell you that much.
It's the same cadence, but like he keeps doing these fucking dickhead dramatic pauses because I honestly do believe that he does like think this is terrible. Like he does think this is sad, but he's such a fucking idiot that he's like, how do I show that to people? I know. Every time I go into a room where like, hundreds of thousands of people were killed, I will open the shot and keep my giant fucking shiny head in the shot throughout the entire thing and like do a really shitty job explaining this. But like, just
he's not even explaining. All he's doing is just repeating what the tour guide said to him 3 minutes ago.
Sometimes an oven can mean fish break bread. Other times it can destroy a terrible crop.
It's if David Brent was a fucking Auschwitz tour guide, but also Southern American, like putting himself there. So genocide happened here. So racism, it was racial, and the gas, well, it's not easy to breathe. Like being profound, he thinks, by pointing out.
Think about how many barber shops could be filled with this hair.
Exactly. Like it's the narrative quality he does.
Yeah.
Where like in his stupid mind, he's trying to draw these parallels where he's like, most of the time when you get picked for something, it could be a dodgeball game or a Secret Santa. In this event, you were picked for your own immediate and permanent death.
Sometimes being a camp counselor can be fun.
Yeah.
Fun in commando.
Yes. But I love it so much.
Most of the time, concentration is something we should all shoot for.
Yes. It is not normally a bad thing for children to learn the value of hard work.
As a matter of fact, hard work can make you free.
Exactly. The one might say liberatory quality.
Here's my question, Felix. Do you think that Clay Higgins has seen Schindler's List?
Yes.
And two, if he's seen Schindler's List, do you seem like he's the type of dumb guy that would like fall asleep during it and just like not really remember it? Or do you think he's the guy that gets like way too into it but takes the completely wrong lesson?
Oh, actually, yes, because you are going to see later on the message that he takes.
Yeah,
I think you're actually right about that, and I think the movie he fell asleep during was The Pianist.
Yes.
He probably has like a daughter who went to like Tisch or something and was like, Dad, we should watch this. And she tries to show him like The Pianist, and he's eating like 4 liters of gumbo during it and just like passes out.
He's the one guy that goes to AMC and like orders a lot of food.
Yeah.
He's got like the nachos, the hot dogs.
So he's got the loaded nachos, the Frankenfurter. Actually, Phoenix, a little bit of a tiny callback here. That guy, like the microstate guy, I think what sent him over the edge was because when I was on Teen's podcast, when I was talking about like people that say that they're indigenous to Israel, like Israelis are indigenous. There, I was like, indigenous. I was like, indigenous to what? Tisch? He actually like singled that part out and was just like, that's what made me fucking hate you.
Oh my
to
God.
Tisch. Yeah.
which is like honestly, she's for Tish is like she's for the streets, but for like like wealthy Connecticut women.
Yes.
Yeah. She belongs to Tish. All right, let's go.
It's a great
Oh
line.
yeah.
There were 3 sets of ovens like that.
My man
Like,
really
a lot of
misses
bread.
calling
Security
as
must be
a
squared away.
villain in like a
Why
John Woo
military
movie
must be
or a Paul Verhoeven
invincible.
movie.
You would have killed that.
This is the
Go back.
suffocate.
Sorry.
Go back. No, you need to go back. That was
insane. And by the way, no, Melanie is right. This dude is like, what?
He would have
Here's what he is.
cleaned up
He's
as
like-
a
he
character
would've-
actor villain in the 80s.
He would have put Michael Ironside out of work easily.
He's honestly he's like if Mike Huckabee was even stupider.
Yes. Yes. But that, like, I think there's something, like, obviously later in the video we're gonna see like
a running man villain. If there was a running man villain called the Senator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, like,
This guy is the Taurus judge.
Obviously, like, this guy believes like horrifying, stupid shit, and like we're gonna see it like very, like, you know, soon in the video. But again, it's like there is a quality to him where it's like this guy isn't like Tom Cotton or someone like he.
You know who I just figured out? You know who I just figured out he could play? The judge from Blood Meridian.
Oh, Judge Holden. Yeah,
that's right.
No, he's too stupid though. Like,
Yeah, Judge Holden is supposed to be like a genius, malevolent, evil god, basically. That is a funny interpretation of Holden, though.
No,
hold on. No, I'm just saying. I'm saying physically. Like, I'm not saying he reminds me of Judge Holden. I'm saying physically, like his actual physiognomy. Like he. When I think of what Judge Holden looks like, it's actually him.
That is true.
Game of Thrones reference. He's like Judge Holden's Reek.
Yeah.
He's like the guy that's like sitting. He's like, oh yeah, Judge Holden. He's a man that knows many things.
He's
anything.
He's Judge Holden's another Game of Thrones reference. He's Ilian Payne.
Oh yeah.
Ilian Payne gets his tongue back, and he just sounds like this.
That's even more. He's like Patchface. If Patchface is in like the lagoon, he's just like, I've seen many things in the deep. I've seen Rogue Man. I've seen the ovens of Auschwitz. This I know.
The Merlings come to play, my lord. The Merlings come to play.
Oh God, yeah. All right, keep playing. We gotta hear this.
Land security must be squared away. Why our military must be invincible. This is the suffocation cell, punishment cell for slave labor prisoners in Building 11 in Auschwitz. They would.
All right, now come over here.
They
Now
would
follow me over here.
squeeze
Now.
as many as 40 at a time men in here. Standing up. Just squeeze them in. It's a small room. Then they'd close the door.
I'm glad we chose to go out on the light note, guys.
A heavy, solid door. Until they ran out of air and died. Suffocated in that manner. Sometimes it'd take 2 or 3 days. This is why
sometimes they would take 4.
We must remember these things. Man's inhumanity to man. Quite shocking. The world's a smaller place now than it was in World War II. The United States is more accessible to terror like this.
Oh my
Horror like
God.
this. It's hard to walk away from gas chambers and ovens
like
without a very sober feeling of commitment, unwavering commitment to make
Hold
damn
on.
sure.
Why the fuck is he wearing sunglasses in this overcast outside?
Oh, you know what this is? I just realized. Clay Higgins is what would happen is first Russian-style American politician we've ever had.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
This is exactly what, like, you can imagine. Again, it's not exactly one-to-one, because you imagine who's the really crazy guy, the guy that wrote like an insane book about how to have sex and was also like I'm trying to think of his name. But yeah, it would be like a more spirited version of this. But again, because like Americans were more laid back than Russians, like it's even more incomprehensible.
Yeah.
Like when I saw the sunglasses, I'm like, no, that's like a Russian politician look right there. Like pointless, weird, like not even Ray-Bans, like Sunglass Hut, like 50% off sunglasses, but like they cost like $7,000.
They're like somehow low. They're low poly in real life. Like I just like the point he gets to. I mean, obviously, I love the line, "This is why our military has to be invincible," which is such like a 7-year-old thing to say. But it's like his takeaway from this was like, okay, like we need to close the borders, or else like MS-13 and terrorists are going to come and like do Auschwitz in America.
Yeah,
which like that's the most fucking out there way I've ever heard a border hawk propose that shit. But
never mind the fact that what kinds of countries do you think build gas chambers and ovens?
Right, exactly.
The kinds of countries that say our military must be invincible.
Exactly. But like it's still like
the only thing they will cook in those ovens is bimbo style bread. And I will refuse.
And it will be American.
No, you can't. I don't think like America just doesn't have like it doesn't have like the forged heat necessary to make like an insane Russian politician. Like,
No.
do you remember Zhirinovsky?
Exactly, Vladimir Zhirinovsky.
That was him. That's the one you're thinking about.
Yeah,
the one that said like everyone should suck on Russian cock and like Condoleezza Rice drink sperm.
The one that said that like they should blow, they should set off a nuclear bomb so the fallout.
Yes,
like,
yeah.
He's
that dude
cool.
is insane.
So I don't know, Felix. Do you know who Vladimir Zhirinovsky?
No.
He was this. Basically, he existed to make Putin look like a moderate. And so he would just get like completely fucking wasted all the time. There's like videos of him like dancing with a bear. He would just get on like.
Hold on, Felix. He ran for PM, right? And his platform was better underwear for women and free vodka for men.
He wrote a book about how to have sex as like the way like that young people should have sex. And I need to find. Hold on.
Okay, that I did not know about. That's why I didn't catch the reference.
It's called Sex.
Oh my god. Anyway, let's get through this.
Yeah, it's
that the United States of America is protected from the evils of the world.
Oh my god.
The photos at the end.
What the fuck?
Okay.
What a
what was it at the end?
Oh my god!
It was him with like side by side American and Israeli flag
standing at the junction of the two flags.
Yeah. Hold on,
standing where they meet is him.
I have an even better picture. This.
Hold on, but he had his hands held up in prayer like a Muslim. That was wild.
He was holding Stars of David in his hands like they were Hadoukens.
Hold on, I have here the only post Clay Davis has made about the Hamas attack. It's.
Oh my god!
No,
that's the same one. I mean,
it's the same picture. Yes, it was the same picture at the end of the video.
He knows it's fine.
Yeah,
you know. See,
he knew.
I respect this statement. Several fuck tons more than Vivek.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Just come out and
dude, he's charging that Star of David like a Kamehameha. That's crazy.
Yeah. So here is the. This is like if you want to see the difference between British and Russian politicians. So this is Boris Johnson's book, and this is Vladimir Zhirinovsky's book.
Oh fuck. And
by the way, 100% serious. Also, Daniel, you were joking earlier about how who is it? Like if the I forget which politician, but like a British American like general almost. I forget who we were talking about. It was way back at the beginning. But like a guy that is like very closeted. Zhirinovsky, insanely closeted.
Oh yeah.
Probably one of the most closeted men in Russian history. And he's just, my God, dude, insane. So yeah, he was actually unfortunately recently passed away. R.I.P. to him. Like only a couple months ago, yeah. But yeah, he would like literally.
Oh, okay. Oh, hey, I found the video. I found the fucking video, dude. Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna go out on this note.
We're gonna go out.
We're never getting.
You thought Clay Higgins was good, dude? This shit is. Hang on a second. Sorry, I just gotta share.
No, I recommend everybody follow Clay Higgins on Twitter. He and all of his videos are good.
That's how he likes it, Jason. He needs to be 90% louder. It's just to assert dominance.
Oh shoot! Hang on a second.
Yeah, you redo it. Yeah.
Do we need to know anything about who this is?
Oh, it's the same. It's the same Russian dude, Zhirinovsky. That's him.
Yeah.
By the way, he's not leaning back like to be casual. He's leaning back like this because he's like wasted off his fucking ass right now. He's blasted, bro. He's talking about the Iraq War.
250 тысяч отборных солдат Ирака. Они все разнесут. Они всю пустыню пройдут за 1 час. Они взорвут все твои эсминцы. Всех твоих журналистов, дипломатов. Джордж, ты ковбой. Ты остановись, блядь, не кончай. Ты патроны спрячь подальше на склад. И забудь про своего папу. У нас был один мудак. Отомстил за брата, блядь.
I'm sorry, if Nikolai Volkov and Boris Zhukov had brought this energy, like they would be the best tag team in the history of organized wrestling.
Absolutely.
This dude, he doesn't break kayfabe fucking once. He is the best shooter I've ever seen.
Well, here's the thing, because like you know, I compared this once before, but who's like the greatest Russian arms designer in all of Russian history, right? It's probably Kalashnikov, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And Kalashnikov died at like age 96, right? Just completely, you know, he spent the last years of his life racked with guilt, desperately trying to find answers from like the Russian Orthodox Church. Which was just like, no, it was good. You did a good job. Like making a gun to defend Russia is like a good thing. Don't worry, dude. Like you're totally cool with God. But like just still torn with like internal torment and just self-doubt. And then you compare that, who's the greatest American gun designer? John Moses Browning. Like, and how did John Moses Browning die? Like 57, just keeled over at his desk. This fucking Mormon psycho. Like working until like 2 a.m. because he had nothing else in his like 60s, just pop right down. And that is the difference between Zhirinovsky and Higgins. Like they're both kind of the same guy. It's just that Higgins is so caught up in his own mystique that like he doesn't, I feel like at his core in Zhirinovsky, there is just a little bit of like cynicism about what he's doing. He's like, I don't really believe this.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to like put it in.
No, he's doing a WWE shoot right now. Is what he's doing.
Yeah. Whereas Higgins, yeah, but Clay Higgins, right?
Darts though.
Yeah,
these are fucking straight.
Yeah, you get.
Грязная зеленая бумажка, блядь. Ни души, блядь.
Where's the lie?
Нет писателя.
Where's the fucking lie?
Чайковского, Достоевского. Фестивали, спорт, только Россия, блядь. Россия здесь, Ирак. Вот здесь много пиздец. Тебя презирают, блядь. Презирают. Твой предшественник, блядь.
Just look at.
Ему Ты совсем уже охуеть, блядь, чтобы какая-то проститутка, блядь. в кабинете главы государства, ему отсасывало. Это что, Америка нам пиздец давно уже, блядь. Вы что делаете, блядь? Моника, блядь. Какой нахуй президент? Какая война? Какой Ближний Восток, блядь? Минетчики чертовы. Посмотри ковбойский фильм. Посмотри, сколько трупов. Сколько крови, блядь. И там убили, и здесь убили, и здесь. Я тебе здесь говорю, блядь, посмотри, какое небо, блядь. Багдад. Багдад — это не Берлин. Это не Кабул. Ты никогда здесь не достигнешь победы. Потому что мы знаем этот народ. Мы знаем этого президента. Он один на всю планету. Тебя посылает нахуй. Один. Все остальные, блядь, лебезят перед тобой. Выстроились в строй, чтобы тебе поклониться. А он один здесь сидит 11 лет. 11 лет тебе сопротивляется, а ты своей мощной хреновой экономикой, со своей миллионной армией, с своими флотами, блядь, ракетами ничего не можешь сделать. Ты бомбишь ту страну каждый день. Ты убиваешь детей, а солдаты Ирака...
Anybody in the chat, just look up Zhirinovsky Bear, and that will give you pretty much the idea of his entire...
А яблочко от яблони недалеко падает. Ты никогда не победишь. Это будет твое последнее поражение. Наполеон проиграл Ватерлоу. Гитлер проиграл Берлинскую битву. Ты проиграешь Багдад. Багдад — твоя могила. Понял? Ты, Джордж. Сраный ковбой, блядь. Тебе в Техас обратно.
Well, he wasn't quite right about that.
No.
Объезжай свои.
Not literally. You could make.
I mean, it was politically his tomb, yeah.
Yes, I mean it's not untrue, but the prophecy has to be taken as.
Yeah, he was cooking off in the first couple months of the Ukraine war. He was having a good time.
Zhirinovsky?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've never heard of this guy.
He was a very he's kind of a minor figure. If you didn't listen to him, you gotta pause the video. I mean,
Sure, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's 6.5 minutes long, but
I'm gonna need to log off here in a second.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. We're getting ready to skedaddle.
Anyway, so yeah, everybody, thank you for checking in. Thank you for we can get rid of
yeah, we can get rid of Zhirinovsky's bestseller book.
Zhirinovsky's guide
I feel like we really got down to some truths tonight. I feel like we just really touched into some.
Yeah, you got to see the best rabbi of all time.
Yeah.
The first Golem movie of all time, man.
Where's Golem? The best guy in Congress.
And the best Russian politician that ever existed.
Exactly.
You know. But sorry, go ahead.
And a deep dive into Israeli cultural aesthetics.
Yes.
Of which there are none.
Some of the most fantastic
No, you guys, I really appreciate you guys coming by tonight. Felix, Daniel.
My absolute
thanks so much for coming through.
Thanks for coming through. It's a pleasure to have you guys.
Yeah, and everybody's still in the chat. Please like and subscribe. We will be back again on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern.
All right, y'all. Have yourselves a good night. Bye.